Welcome to the Next Dimension Podcast, your portal to an extended reality. Every week we talk about the hottest topics in XR and let you join the discussion live on MRTV. And now, get ready for another exciting episode coming up.
Hi, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 4 of the Next Dimension Podcast. Your podcast is all about VR and in the future also AR. And today we have a very special guest. It's Hurd from Tyco Tech, the YouTube channel, and Tyco Tech 3D printing. Ty, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing, Sebastian?
I'm good too. I'm so looking forward to talk with you about, your business, making a living from being in the VR industry, how both of us do it, right? It's going to be probably pretty interesting. So looking forward to learn all about your business. And I'm looking forward to that. Also here with us, of course, Steve, VR flight sim guy. So good to see you. We haven't talked for quite a while. How are you, man?
Oh, I'm very well, thanks, Sebastian. It feels like it's been ages since I've been on the podcast.
Yeah, really.
It probably has been, isn't it?
It has been quite a while, really, man. You did some cruising on your motorbike through England.
Yeah, I've been riding a lot on the bike, actually. We went to Ireland and it absolutely teamed it down every day, which is a shame. But no, it's been great. Just kind of like, getting away from the PC a bit and just kind of getting out there and enjoying life now that, fully vaccinated and we can go and enjoy.
Same here. So good feeling, yeah.
Normality again, really. But yeah, all good.
Perfect.
How are you,
man.
Seb, anyway? How you been doing?
Yeah, I've been doing really well. Okay, last week I got my second jab, so I was like a bit, not ready for prime time, but now I'm great again. Really glad to get the second jab, awesome. And I'm really looking forward to talk with you guys about virtual reality. So super happy to do today's podcast. For all of you who don't know yet, the Next Dimension Podcast, this podcast is being live streamed every Saturday at 9 p.m. Berlin time, 8 p.m. London, noon in San Francisco, and 3 p.m. in New York City. This podcast is also an audio podcast that you can listen to on iTunes, Spotify, Google, Alexa, and everywhere where you can find podcasts, you will find the Next Dimension Podcast. Now, if you enjoy this podcast, I would be super happy. No, we would be super happy if you would give it a good review on iTunes. And the only thing you need to do is get out your iPod and iPhone right now, find the podcast app, which is already on your iDevice, find the Next Dimension Podcast and give us a good review. We only have 20 reviews on iTunes.
Is that
Guys, it's unbelievable. We've been doing this for so long now and only 20 reviews. If you enjoy this podcast, why don't you give it a great review? We will be so happy, and that's the best way to say thank you. So probably right now, you could do it while we're still in the introduction phase of this podcast. So today, we're going to talk about a very interesting topic. We're going to talk about our industry at large. Where do we see our industry, our favorite industry, the virtual reality industry, and how easy or tough is it to make a living in this industry? And well, Ty and me, we are basically making our living in this industry. So that's going to be very interesting to find out how we do it. And probably we can convince Steve, VR flight sim guy, to go full time as well. Who knows?
Maybe one day.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, you're doing a great job on your channel. So I think sooner or later, this is going to happen eventually. That's what I foresee for your channel, Steve.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah. I can tell. I mean, yeah, that's good. Yeah, so that's going to be really interesting. Also, of course, we're going to talk about some topics, some recent topics. Like last week, we were not here, so we're going to talk a bit about the PlayStation VR 2, the news that came up, and some other small news. But before we go there, first of all, we want to find out what we did last week. And first of all, I want to talk with you, Ty, and I want to introduce you a bit, or you can tell us a bit more about what you're doing. So I got to know you. I mean, this is the first time that we personally meet now, but I know you through your YouTube channel. So tell us a bit more about your YouTube channel first. What is it about?
Well, it's mostly tips and tricks, kind of tutorial channel. How to mod Beat Saber, enable developer mode, hacks like that, manually force updates. Because I know whenever a new update comes out, everybody's like, I got to get the update, and they can't get the update. Well, I've got a video on how to actually force that update right there. And then I do some product reviews. So a lot of product reviews. And it's been a bit since I've done some videos, but I'm going to be jumping back into the YouTube thing a little bit more coming up in the next month or so. I've kind of got my whole 3D printing business dialed down. That kind of blew up. And so I spent a lot of time working on the printing side of things right there. So didn't have a whole lot of time to do videos. And I'm sure, as you guys both know, making a video is not as easy as I think most viewers think it is. They see it.
It takes lots of time.
And they don't realize, that was 6 or 7 hours worth of work to put that 10-minute video together.
Exactly. Yeah. It takes so long. Nobody knows that. I mean, we know, but people out there making a 10-minute video, it takes so long.
Yeah. So, but now I've kind of got the 3D printing thing dialed a little bit more, so streamlined a little bit, and I've hired some help. So, I'll be moving back into the YouTube stuff coming up soon.
Yeah, that would be great because, I really enjoy your videos and they are so helpful. I can remember, I think the first time I saw your channel was you were showing us how you can attach the Oculus Touch controller to your hand using some hair bands.
Yeah, just using a hair tie in the regular lanyard.
Yeah. Can you remember that video? That was great. There was such a cool hack, and I thought, like, wow, this is a fantastic channel. So everyone out there, if you have not yet subscribed to Tyco Tech, please do that absolutely now. Simply look for Tyco Tech on YouTube, and you're going to find Ty. And I'm looking forward to more videos from you. But you just mentioned it as well, Ty. You are also doing something else. Well, this is your main gig right now. Yeah. You're making really, really cool accessories for VR using 3D printing. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Okay, so I'm making, in fact, here I got this. This is my most recent design. Looks kind of funky here.
It's so cool.
What this is, it's a fishing reel for real VR fishing. So here, I'll show you.
That's amazing.
That's brilliant.
I'll show you how it works. So you guys ever played real VR fishing?
No.
Yes, but only very short. But this looks it's perfect.
It's a ton of fun. They've just added a mod where you can actually jump in and watch the YouTube while you're actually fishing. But so this way.
Oh my God! This is unbelievable. This is so cool.
Against you. And the problem with the game without something like this, it's a great game. There's nothing really wrong with it. But when you're just blindly going like this and you can whack your controllers together and you don't have that tactile feeling of this, where you're going in a perfect circle, and it makes the immersion just so much better. So this is a really fun little mod. So I spent about a week and a half. I don't know. I put about 50 hours of time into designing this right here, because you want it to be fully articulating and just automatically rest, so you don't have to look because you're in the headset. You want to be able to find it blindly to put it back in. So it's all, gravity keeps it where it needs to be, like that, and then boom, you can fire it back in. The arm is adjustable because some of the reels are bigger, so you can extend this down and out if you want to. Although for most of the reels, I have them all. I like it like that. So that's what I did, the week before last. So this just dropped about a week ago right here. And this is a pretty fun little thing. And it's fun making stuff like this. I see something like a need that needs to be filled. And I'm like, that would be cool to have an actual reel in VR so you can get that tactile feedback. Just makes it that much more immersive when you're feeling in the real world what you're seeing inside of the headset. And this really helps with real VR fishing.
Wow. So how did you start doing something like this? Do you obviously design it on the computer, and then you just try and see if it works, or how does it work to make something like this?
So this, this was a lot of iterations. I come up with an idea, I print something out, I test it, I go, okay, this part needs to be a little bit different. Originally, I had made just a handle that you would hold on with your left hand. And then I shared what I had made in the Real VR Fishing forums. And they're like, no, I want something I can put the controller in. Can you do that? And I was like, okay, let me work on how am I going to accomplish that. And then somebody suggested you need an actual pole so that you can put it up against your body, like when you're really fishing. So I was like, okay. And then we just did like a twist lock. So this just pops into place like this, locks in, snaps into place. So it's really just, you make it, you print it, you tweak it, redesign it, print it again. And 3D printing, a lot of people don't understand how painfully slow it is. This thing right here, this takes about 14 hours on a printer to move.
For
Really?
one
14
thing.
hours.
14 hours. Wow.
14 hours for this right here. So yeah, it's kind of slow going. So reiterating things from one design to the next can take a long time. So the design process isn't super fast. So yeah, that's why I put in about 40 or 50 hours of design time. And then, so I would be printing something and I'd think, oh, let me try another way of doing this. So I would design it and start it on another printer. And then I can compare different versions and see, okay, I like this a little bit better about this one, this better about that one.
Right.
And so on like that. So that's kind of the process. And most of the designing I do on an app called Shaper 3D on an iPad. Cool. Which is great because then I can design, wherever I'm at.
Right. Gaming science teacher is asking, are you using FDM or SLA printer?
It's FDM. So that's fused deposition modeling, which is like a traditional filament printer. Mm-hmm. So it melts the plastic and it goes line by line. SLA is going to be a totally different process. So everything's done just with traditional filament-based FDM printers.
All right. Wow. It's so interesting. Like the whole 3D printing thing is still a mystery to me. Like I have never owned one, but I'm like totally fascinated what you can do. Yeah. It seems like I have to get one. I mean,
they're amazing. Like another thing, like I wanted a stock, but I didn't like those.
Oh man, that's crazy. You can just do it yourself.
And some of the stocks where your hands actually went underneath like that and you use as a controller ring, this part goes up inside of the controller ring, and I didn't really like the way that it attaches. And you would hold on to, and it would block the controller rings, and it felt flimsy. And then this would hit your headset. So I was like, I need to do one where it goes underneath. It looks a little funky, but this way I can sniper aim with it right up against my face without it hitting the headset. And then these use magnets, so it's pretty secure. You can just pop them off back into place. And I don't like the shoulder stock because it's just a big bulky thing. And think about it, when you're playing, onward and you're trying to aim, if your hands just wibble a little bit like this, your rifle's going all over the place. So it's hard to get a good feed with your hands not attached. This keeps it perfectly centered. So even with this, I can hit the farthest targets out on the onward range, iron sights, all the way to the back of the range. Just
wow, that is. It looks fantastic. It looks so cool. It looks professional. It just looks like.
I was about to say that. Right? Yeah.
It's amazing the technology. 3D printing now, you can print parts. I mean, I don't know if you can really see this, if it'll focus, but it looks like an injection molded piece for the most part.
It does from here.
See some of the lines. But it's really impressive what 3D printers can do these days. And you can pick up a 3D for those, anybody out there that wants to kind of get into it as a hobby. You can pick up a decent Ender 3 Pro or another Aqualab or Aquavila. I forget the name, but you can pick them up for like $200. And
really?
Yeah, $200.
Wow.
And a few hours of YouTube videos to kind of educate yourself on it, and you can be pumping out professional grade stuff in a week.
Wow. Yeah, I think I need that. Like I love to mod VR headsets, right? I do all these Franken mods, but to have a 3D printer, I think it could really help. So for all of you out there who would like to check out what Ty is like producing, he's selling that all on a website on Etsy. You know Etsy, right? So yeah, you can find all of Ty's cool products for the Quest 2. That's the main thing, right? But also for the G2, you can find.
I have a couple things for the G2, like the Hurd for the G2.
Yeah, that's great.
A lot of stuff for the Quest 1 as well, right there.
Right.
But we've got FrankenQuest mods. Like there you go. You've got the HTC Vive knob adjustment for the back. If somebody does a FrankenQuest, that's kind of cool. Looks just like the guy from the HTC ad. Yeah, that's it right there.
Right. Cool. Yeah, so all the cool stuff, and you even got the Valve thing.
Yeah, the Valve. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about there. And that,
right. Exactly.
That's a real iron knob. So it's an actual printed lacquer knob, and then I 3D print the base that pops over the deluxe audio strap.
Wow, you got so many cool stuff here going on. Yeah, so Fantastic. So for all of the people who are like watching this right now or who are listening to this podcast, check out the show notes. I have put a link to Tyco Tech's 3D printing store on Etsy directly down into the description. So check it out. It's cool stuff. And simply check it out. We're going to talk more about that later in the show when we're going to talk about how to make a living and does it work here in VR to make a living. And I'm looking forward to that topic a lot. So that's what we're going to talk about later. Cool. Very cool, Ty. Looking forward to talk more about those cool 3D prints. Nice. Yeah, Steve, how about you? How was your week? Your last few weeks? We haven't talked to each other for so long.
I always have so much going on, so I'll keep it fairly brief because I could literally talk forever again. But just a few points that I'll probably mention for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It recently had a Sim Update 5, which is a joint sort of update with the Xbox release. And there's been a lot of controversy surrounding it being a downgrade for PC users and all sorts. So I've been focusing on that to start with. And also, as you can see behind me, anyone know what that aircraft is? Do you know, Seb?
F-14?
Oh, wow. I'm impressed. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, he put me in my place there. Yes, it is, an F-14. And that got it's not being released yet, but it's been released in August the 19th. So actually, is it next Thursday? I think it's being released. And I've been checking that on the channel. And in VR, can you imagine what that's like in VR?
Wow.
Oh my God.
That is on Microsoft Flight Simulator?
It is, yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
It's a free update or what?
No, it's a payware add-on. I'm not quite sure how much it's going to be yet, but no, it's great. I mean, there's a lot of people, but DCS, for instance, has a Tomcat. It's not in the same league as that, but for Microsoft Flight Simulator and for sort of casual flyers, I think this is a great it's not study level, but it's kind of like that middle ground. You can have a lot of fun with it, but it's also very realistic in many areas. So
cool.
Been messing around with that for last week, which has been fantastic.
Wow! So now you can learn how to really fly the Tomcat.
Well, I mean, it's a very good rendition of it. It's not true completely every button works, but
sure.
For the experience in VR, flying that thing all around the skies of Microsoft Flight Simulator in the Quest or the Reverb or the Pimax, it's just such a great, an amazing experience. It really is. So I've been messing around. That's probably the latest thing I've been doing. But I just want to actually just show you something 3D printed, which is amazing because we've got this incredible guest on today.
Right.
And I always wonder how, Ty, how do you get that inspiration to create such ingenious solutions to problems that we all have in VR? Because I honestly feel, I've said this a few times, VR, the eyes are just part of the experience. When you reach out and touch the same throttle quadrant or something that you can see in VR and it feels and looks the same, it makes such a difference, that immersion. Yeah. It really does. It's that, like you say, that tactile feedback and just feeling that same controller. And I've got something very cool right here. If I can find it. There we go. Check this out. Now, this is proper geeky now. This is like geeky level 1000, right? Can you see that on the camera because of my annoying camera?
It's
hard to see, but it's some throttle?
About there, that'll do. This is a TBM throttle quadrant, okay? So
wow.
It's exactly the same as a real TBM 930. So you have your quadrant here. Sorry, my camera's been a pain today. And you've got your flap lever, trim, everything in this is exactly, and it's been 3D printed.
Does this technically connect to your computer in somehow?
Yeah, it just connects as a USB. It's just a USB port.
Is it like a Raspberry Pi running
it?
Exactly, what are the internals?
What's inside of this thing? I mean,
you can't print the electronics.
You can't 3D print that yet.
How annoying! I can only do that. But I've got a video on the channel of showing this off really, really really close up. It's so clever because it has, for you aviation nerds out there, you've got the throttle cutoff, you've got the feather, you've got the proper sort of throttle reverse, and it's all like a gear driven. It honestly blows my mind, and you can actually pre-order one of these right now. The guys are DIY Beyond 3D, and check out their website because I've been messing around with that.
And how expensive it's going to be?
It's $299, I think it is.
Okay.
But I mean, this is high end. This is
Yeah,
proper high end 3D
it looks
printing.
so cool. I mean, for
It's
people who love like
astonishing.
simulations, and then to have nearly the real thing there, and then in VR. Oh my god, I love that. This is mind blowing.
It is
And that's
honestly,
in line with the I mean, Hodas that you plug into your PC, they're expensive. So that's
yeah, they are.
You're right.
Honestly,
You're right.
yeah.
You can't even get a TBM 930 throttle quadrant.
Yeah,
Funny
you,
enough.
you
If
can
you
buy
did
it, right?
if someone did buy, if like a mainstream developer like Thrustmaster, for instance, ended up like putting all the work in to sell that, that would be £1,000 easily. It would
Wow.
easily be that. So you'll spend, because it's 3D printed and it's high quality stuff as well, like Ty is making. It's quite incredible. And I'm sat there in this cockpit and I reach out. Sometimes, when you're in VR, you don't know where things are, obviously, but because it looks exactly the same, it's in position the same way, you just reach out, touch it, and it's just exactly where it should be in the sort of virtual space. So it's, very, very cool indeed. So I've been showing that off on the channel as well. I might show it again later if I can show you a bit closer up.
So is that DIY Beyond 3D that makes that?
Yes, DIY.
Okay, they're actually in there. So the inside is a plug and play USB joystick board. Okay, so they've left the comments.
You'll know, you'll understand it better than me by a long way.
They're in the chat.
Amazed. I don't know how you do
okay.
it. Absolutely incredible.
Thanks for the info there. Okay, yeah, so plug and play joystick board. Cool.
Yeah, and it's so easy. You just plug it into USB for all those who have no idea sort of the innards of it, and it just shows us a controller, and you just assign things wherever you want to, just like any controller, really. So it's very, very easy to get to grips with. Quite fun.
Sounds like really the thing that you need to have if you are like a sim fan.
I've been flying with that all week, and it's absolutely amazing. I want one myself. Unfortunately, this is a demo unit, so if anyone else out there, YouTube wants to check this out, contact them, because it's this is one in the UK that we're just showing around a few YouTubers at the moment, and it'd be great to many people to have it and show it on the channels as well.
So that works with all the airplanes in the flight sims. Or just
absolutely. It'll work.
Yeah, if it's just a plug and play USB joystick.
Yeah, right.
It's signable. Yeah, it should work fine.
Cool.
Because it's really for a certain aircraft. If you are a massive fan of the TBM, which is a really high performance turboprop, very God knows how many £1,000,000 they are to buy. But if you want to know and feel, and you love that aircraft so much, like I do, you can actually have one which is completely exactly the same in terms of the throttle quadrant, looks and feels and behaves exactly the same way as the real thing. It's amazing. Incredible. You wouldn't be able to get that experience anywhere if you had loads of money and you wanted to have. I think the only way you would find that experience is in an actual TBM simulator or something, which would cost thousands of pounds an hour. So, it's very cool stuff. It's amazing.
VR is so great. I'm still fascinated by it, even though I'm in this VR industry for so long already. I mean, so long. It's not so old, right, this industry? But it's still fascinating that you can, that the community is so tightly knit, and that there is some accessories just like that, right? So you can even feel more immersed. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, I can even show you a Spitfire throttle quadrant as well. This is from another developer, Authenticate. I've had this on the channel a few times. You can see that there. That's exactly the same. This is exactly the same as a real Spitfire quadrant, what you'd find. Even the scale of it, it's exactly the same size and everything. And it fits to your desk where you would find the real one. And it's just so cool. Very, very cool. So nice. I've been doing that. I'll just also mention the Quest 2. I'll just change the theme quickly, because I have they've recently, in fact I think it's today or yesterday, they released their new lens protectors for the Quest 2, and I've been trying
VR
these
cover.
Out. Yes, from VR cover.
Right.
And I really like these. I mean, one thing that always absolutely terrifies me, because I'm not a glasses wearer, but I still want to protect my lenses, and the very thought of scratching those lenses, oh my God, it just makes me, it gives me shivers. So they produced this, which fits straight on. Basically, you pop them straight off like this. I won't do it now, will it? It does pop because they're so tight on there. But there we go. And that's all they are. And they've got a nice blue light filter on them as well, so that much better for your eyes.
Okay.
Because I don't know about you, the blue light filter on the Quest 2 in the software is far too strong. For me.
It's like it's on your cell phone.
It's ridiculous.
Blue out of the screen.
Yeah, it's too much. It's
right.
quite. But this obviously is a proper blue light filter on these lenses, and I've been I've been using Sniper Elite. I've actually bought Sniper Elite for the Quest, and I've been playing that with these. And my eyes just feel happier with these lenses. So they're on VR covers. I've been checking them out recently. So
happy eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what? Why we're mentioning the covers right there, I want to show you guys something else too. So it's a really similar concept. These are made from a company called Rel Optics, and they're local to me. They're here in Colorado. The founders are opticians that are actually members of the group, and they've been in the group since like day one. So I founded the Facebook community group I think on November 18th, the day that they announced the Quest 1, when it came from being the Santa Cruz code name.
Love it.
And so they make these guys right here. So it's really similar to what he was just showing. They pop in.
Oh, wow.
But one thing that's nice is the actual lens itself magnetized. So it clips in.
Oh, man. I
like
love it.
that.
I love it.
So
I
you
love
can
it.
pop this off, and then you still have a protection. Let's say somebody else with glasses wanted to wear this, because the ring inside extends out. Your lenses aren't going to hit. Your glasses aren't going to hit the lenses inside. And then when you want your lenses, you can just pop them in magnetic like that. So Rel Optics, they're really, really nice guys, and it's a small business. I've tried Widmo VR. I've tried a few different brands of the prescriptions. Clearly, I wear glasses. Yeah. And Rel Optics, they're really nice. And they've got the blue light filter built in right there, and then anti-glare as well.
I love that these are magnetic. Like I also have some magnetic ones from VR Wave. Like there's lots of companies like doing exactly this stuff.
I didn't even know there's that many.
Yeah, it's great. But I also looked at these, and I really want to try out these. So Ty, if you could like connect me with the guys from. I
will. Jason Salinas is the guy that you want to talk to, and I'll PM you later. I'll put you guys in.
That would be so nice. I totally want to check them out.
Review.
Because I think they also make them for other headsets, not just the Quest 2. I think they also
make
them
all the big headsets.
Perfect. Because
I really want one for the Reverb G2.
Exactly. I want the magnetic ones for the Reverb G2.
That'd be amazing.
They make them for the Reverb G2, so I think they make them for all the major headsets out there.
Great.
And being able to, and then
it's
also
so much better.
Multiple people in the same family with different prescriptions.
That's the point. That's the point.
You know,
exactly.
Dad can play, kid can play.
Right. It's cool. It's really
just to highlight, Sampler19 in the chat just said, but how are you supposed to scratch your lenses without wearing glasses? Very, very easily, actually. All you need to do is notice that your lenses are a little bit mucky and not think about it, and get your cloth, start wiping it down. And if it's got a little bit of dust or a little bit of hard material that's microscopic, that's all it takes to scratch your lens. Literally, it's not just about your glasses. You can scratch your lenses so easily. So to have that protector on there, I want like I say, the Reverb G2
and the blue filter. The blue filter is also like a nice add-on, right?
Yeah,
right.
The blue filter on it is you can definitely tell.
And you can't tell. You can't like the built-in blue light filter. You see the color shift, but with the blue light filters and the lenses.
Absolutely,
that is good, right?
Exactly. It looks totally natural.
How expensive are the Rel Optics one, Ty? Do you know?
I don't know. They're better priced than the Widmos.
Okay,
and they're on the lower price scale.
Okay,
surprising. I've been kind of trying to tell them like you guys need to charge a little bit more. It's a good product, but I think it's like $70 with the prescription.
Okay. Oh, that is so. That's such a good price because it's so worth it, since you don't have to wear your glasses, obviously, right? It's perfect. I love this whole concept. It's a good business, I think.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, if you wear glasses, it's such a pain to try to squeeze them, and especially like these are wide and they don't fit, and you're like,
and then you scratch your lenses, right?
And then you're like, you ruin your headset, and you're like, oh man, now I got to buy a whole new headset just because I didn't put lenses in.
Right.
Oh, hold on 1 second. And I think I'm coming back.
Very soon.
Oh, look at that.
Sensor cleaning.
Sensor cleaning.
Yeah. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Sensor cleaning.
Yeah, that is funny.
The VR cover one, by the way, is only €19, but obviously it's for, just as a blue light filter and as a protector.
Right.
Obviously, if you want to put your own lenses in, that's where it gets more expensive. But it's totally worth it. really worth it.
You know, I think VR Cover also sent me those, but they are sending me so much stuff. It's like
They're so busy,
it's so tough to keep up with making videos, like showing what kind of stuff they're doing, because they are like they're blowing out their accessories like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah,
right.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I haven't even put my video of my review of those on yet because I haven't checked yet, but it'll be on next week.
Exactly.
But
yeah, man, Ty, you have like a super like modded Quest there, right? It looks crazy, man. What is that?
Oh my
what
God,
is that thing? You can't even see the Quest 2 anymore. It's like gone.
It's the Quest 2 Pro.
It's this Pro. Yeah, it's a Pro.
Yeah, I'll show you what I got here. Okay, so this is I don't know if you guys have seen the Bobo M2 Halo straps.
Yeah, I have it too, but I haven't unpacked it, but it's there here in the
so
corner. Yes, mine is white.
I'm working with Bobo directly. This is a Tyco Tech limited edition.
No kidding.
Midnight black. So it's the Tyco
Tech
Midnight. I don't know if you can see it says right. Yeah, it won't focus. But it says, right on the side, Tyco Tech Midnight Edition. So it's just, I like it all black. I really think they should have made the Quest 2 black. I'm not a big fan of the white. Yeah. Who does a white headset? If it was Apple, I could see that. But so I got the headset straps coming in. I'm going to have these in my Etsy store, hopefully in like a week. They're still in transit. And I got 1,000 of them coming in. That's it. So we're going to be limited to 1,000
Get yours in now then, definitely.
It looks so cool, man. This black edition looks so much better than the white one.
I've tried like the best win and all of them. The little thing on the top right here really cradle your head. It's very, very comfortable. And then I've got a battery mount that I made specifically for the Bobo M2 Halo straps. So it's, it's a perfect fit on here. I sell this in the Etsy shop, but it'll fit this one or the standard white ones, which are very popular. I know quite a few people that are using them. It's probably the most popular Halo strap out at the moment.
Okay, I must review it.
Yeah,
I have it here, but I haven't reviewed it yet. Oh wow!
And then
the quality looks so good. It doesn't look like
this
cheapish.
is just injection molded. So Bobo makes it just like they make their standard ones, but they did them black specifically for me.
Wow!
And then they just released, and then this is turning into like a Bobo ad, but they just released this fan, which is sick.
I saw it, man. I saw it.
Yeah. Fogging inside, which if I get down to the Beat Saber. And I start sweating. Fog is just, I hate it. And so it's an entire facial interface. So we were kind of discussing the VR cover facial interfaces.
Right.
And to be honest, I prefer the VR cover foam, the pad. So I took my VR cover foam and put it in here. But when you get the Bobo fan, it comes with a new facial interface because it has to like click into place inside the facial interface plastic right here.
How cool is that?
And it just sucks the air out. So any sweat that's building up in here, it vents it out. And it works really, really well. And theirs come in white. Traditionally, I did this one black custom myself. I just took it apart.
Okay. Right.
So that's the
wow. So this basically is like an air con for your Quest, right? You get the hot air out. So how expensive is that?
I believe they sell them for like $36 on Amazon.
Oh my God!
And it includes the fan and a whole facial interface.
That's crazy.
Like
that's a good price.
Pad. Their pad's a little thin, so I put my VR cover pad on there. Okay. That's personal preference. Some people might like it a little bit thinner. I just like it super squishy.
Wow.
But check out Bobo VR. They make some pretty good stuff. So shout out to Bobo.
Yeah, right. And you know what? I reviewed the Bobo like when there was no real VR. They were
like
very
the
early in the game.
that you put your phone into, right?
Yeah, I can remember that. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Daydream stuff. Like I had a whole channel about Daydream. It was called Daydream District, and I was totally like reviewing this stuff. It was like 5 years ago.
That's when I first got into VR. I owned a kiosk, a few mall kiosks. We called it the Tech Stop, and most of what we sold were those VR headsets that you put your phone into.
Exactly.
And that's like when I was first introduced into VR, and that kind of gave me the bug.
Yeah,
that's why I'm into VR now.
And now we're here. All famous.
Not.
So not. Yeah, but anyways,
not quite many, but
anyways,
you maybe more so than us.
No.
I think so. Yeah.
No. We're all in this together, in my opinion. Yeah, very cool. Steve, anything more for you to report on what you've been doing?
Well, loads of things, but I'll just finish with the Vive Pro 2. I've now spent a lot of time with it, and Honestly, I've never felt so frustrated about a VR headset as that one.
What? Why?
Yeah, because on one hand, I absolutely love it. I think the colors, what they've done with that, I think it's a fast switch IPS LCD panel. What they've done with
Yeah,
it looks fantastic. The colors are gorgeous,
you're
but
right.
yet on the other, it gets far too hot. I can't be in it for any more than about half an hour, 45 minutes. It just gets too hot for me.
We need the air
And
condition, the Quest 2 air
I need that
conditioner.
mod.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Please do it for the Vive Pro 2. In fact, you'd sell millions of those because I think everybody can admit that the Vive Pro 2 runs too hot. And the problem is with that,
Wow, that's
they've
strange.
used the same housing as the previous model, but these lenses are 5K, so they're running way hotter. And there's no ventilation, there's no changes in their design to accommodate that extra heat, and because of that, it really hurts. It's such a shame. And that is my biggest gripe, actually, to be fair, is the heat. And of course, those God rays, which is, you've got that beautiful 5K screen and yet you've got that really small sweet spot. But I have to say, and I'll finish here because I could talk about the Vive Pro 2 for ages, is that when you just use it on its own, I used it for about 3 days, without messing around with any other headsets, because sometimes that can be a bad thing. Your brain gets tricked into thinking, getting used to that small sweet spot and looking through it, and just kind of getting used to that headset. So it's one of them situations where, I'm frustrated. I know it could have been a fantastic headset, but for me personally, it just didn't tick the right boxes for me, particularly for flight simming, where I'm spending at least a couple of hours at a time in a headset.
Okay, yeah, probably there's a difference
It's a
to
shame.
me. Yeah, but do you use any kind of other face cover, or are you using the original?
Yes.
Or
No, the first thing I did when I got the Vive Pro 2 is just get rid of the original foam pad. What were they thinking?
right,
with that?
that was just too thick.
It's far too thick. It's already got an eye relief slider, which is a great design of the Vive. So to have that really thick, horrible kind of pad, it just doesn't work.
that doesn't work. Yeah, right.
So I
Agreed.
used the Quest 2. Then I got one from VR Covers for the original Vive Pro, and it worked pretty well, actually. It was very, very comfortable with that, and you still have that field of view, which is nice. The field of view is nice. And even this sort of, the squashed sort of 16:9 kind of feeling of that aspect ratio with the vertical field of view, you get used to it. You do actually get used to it. You said that, Seb, to me. You said you'll get used to it.
I told you.
You did, and you're right. It definitely makes, you kind of get used to it. But then when you go back to, say, in a Reverb G2, yes, you miss that the horizontal field of view, but that vertical field of view, you forget how much you miss that as well.
Okay, right.
So yeah, it just doesn't quite hit the mark for me.
Okay.
And I'm just so frustrated because I wanted that to be a strong contender, but I still feel the Reverb G2 is actually sharper in the center than the Vive, I think.
Yeah.
Even though the resolution's technically, it's higher. So yeah,
I agree with
great
you.
shame. But hey,
Yeah.
that's my sort of raw impressions of it, really.
Yeah,
not gonna
good.
hold back.
No, sure. That's good. That's a good thing. I mean, we all should voice our real opinions about devices, right? That's important. Yeah, cool. So let me tell you what I did. So actually, I also checked the Vive Pro 2 again, and I did a through the lens comparison against the G2 and against the Valve Index, because I'm quite sure that lots of people who own the Valve Index right now, they want to know, should they upgrade to the G2? The G2 in the States right now, it only cost $450.
That's so cheap.
In my opinion, this is a steal, because this headset is so great. I still love it, right? So you got that great lenses, and actually they are better than other lenses, right? You got that super high resolution, super sharp picture, great audio. Yeah, it's good. It's not perfect, right? The controlling, the tracking is not perfect. The volume is not perfect, right? The Quest 2 is definitely better in that regard, but for lots of people, who want to have the crispest image, that is a fantastic headset, and especially for $450, if you're in the States and if you want a PCVR headset, that is a great choice. Yeah, anyways, so I did that through the lens comparison, and of course, both the G2 and the Pro 2 look better than the Valve Index. That is, of course, true, right? The Valve Index has a much lower resolution, and it's already, much older than the other headsets. But I must still say that the Valve Index still is a great headset, even though it cannot compete on resolution. But still, what they've done with the great FOV and a picture quality, where you still cannot really so clearly see the screen door effect, I would say that people can still pick up the Valve Index without like feeling bad about it. It's still a fantastic headset. It still has a great audio solution, all these good things. However, of course, the God rays are terrible, right? So if you don't like God rays, that's not the right headset for you. Yeah, then Vive Pro 2 against G2. Actually, they do play in the same league as what the picture quality is concerned, but I agree with Steve that the G2 still has the edge. Even though the resolution is not as high as that of the Pro 2, but these pixels are shown in a smaller field of view, and the lenses are better, so therefore in direct A/B comparison, the G2 still looks better. However, I also like my Pro 2, and probably it's because I don't do these like super long 3-4 hour sessions like Steve does. Right? So for me,
it makes
it's like,
sense.
For
as
me,
a
it's
gaming
like,
headset.
Yeah, as a gaming
better.
headset, like, okay, I play like an hour or like probably 2 hours, and I'm not in these super long sessions. So actually, I didn't feel like it's getting too hot, the headset. Probably I should play.
Really?
No, I don't have this problem for some reason. And probably, I don't know. I don't have this problem. And I really enjoy this headset. For me, I really enjoy the Pro 2 because I have this bigger FOV. I have the tracking, the lighthouse tracking, and I have a good visual quality. So for me, actually,
external trackers, right?
Yeah, like the lighthouse trackers, like the Vive. So this is really cool. So for me, I must say, I do enjoy it quite a lot. Yeah, it probably depends on what you're doing in VR,
I like
right?
to be able to pick up my laptop. I've got a pretty nice gaming laptop, so I can grab the G2, put everything in a backpack.
That is so cool.
Play wherever I'm at. So for me, it's really important to have that inside-out tracking. It's what you're attractive with the Quest. So you have to have the lighthouse set up. If you've got a dedicated gaming room, then definitely I can see that.
Yeah, right. I agree with you, Ty.
I like the portability of having the inside-out tracking. So I'll give up a little bit of quality in some other areas to be able to just take it with me and go. I want to play upstairs, downstairs, take it out in the back, on a nice night, whatever.
Totally agree with you, Ty.
I agree with Ty. Like, I hate to say this, and I really do hate. I don't like to say this, but if I, either choose a Quest 2 or a Vive Pro 2 with base station and everything, and I could get one or the other, I would choose the Quest 2. I really would. Because
convenience convenience is important. You got
right.
The best gear you have is the gear that you use.
Yeah, but even just the display, the display in it feels sharper because it's got a better sweet spot and less God rays. And that
the God rays are really bad.
Is just marred. It's just ruined by those God rays. And honestly, the headset it could have been the headset we all wanted, but for me, it just isn't.
I almost got one, and I saw the reviews on the God rays, and that's just something. I hate the God rays. I was like, no, I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm not going to spend the money on it.
I agree.
I have a few headsets too, so I'll be like, I'll just get in the G2, which
I totally agree with what you're saying. The thing is, if this headset, if the Pro 2 had like aspheric lenses, like the PlayStation VR or now the VR 3 that I have here, this incredible super high-tech thing.
All of the headsets should have those lenses.
Yes.
I don't get the Fresnel lenses. I don't.
Yeah,
the Gear VR.
Yes, exactly.
And they couldn't go from the Gear VR over to the Quest. And I'm not a huge fan of the Fresnel lenses at all. I hate them.
I totally agree with you guys. So wow, if somebody makes it happen that there could be like a HTC Vive Pro 2 aspheric lens mod. Wow. This person will earn so much money.
Yes,
I don't know. Ty, you have to look into 3D printing, some kind of Gear VR mod. I don't know. I'm telling you,
I mod myself. I don't mind taking apart a headset,
sell
but I just
so
couldn't
much.
find lenses that were the right shape, and I can't grind lenses.
Right.
But maybe the guys at Rel Optics can come up with a way to make lenses that you could swap out.
Ty, I'm telling you, talk with those guys if they are close to you, if you know them, and ask them, is there any chance we can mod some aspheric lenses into the Pro 2? I'm telling you, they would earn so much money.
Would be sick.
They would sell so many. They would sell them like hotcakes. I'm telling you. I would buy them from Germany.
I don't know why the manufacturers have all opted for the Fresnel lens design instead of the spherical ones. I get that it's a little thicker, so you're going to move, it's going to make the headset a little bit fatter.
Right. Exactly.
But the improvement in just getting rid of all of the God rays, and that was one thing that shocked me when I went from back in the day, the Gear VR, right? And then I got an Oculus Go.
Yeah, right.
I was like, there's something wrong with this headset. What's up? What's this fuzzy crap I'm seeing in here? What's all this white? Yeah, this is broken. And then I Googled it. I'm like, oh, it's God rays.
Exactly.
And
it's a pain in the arse.
Different lens design.
Exactly.
Just to say, actually, I'm super excited that I'm going to be able to try the Vario VR3.
Oh man, you will be spoiled. You will be spoiled, like me now.
I'm a little bit worried. I am actually generally a bit worried about it, because if it's really as good as people say it is, what am I going to do then?
That's an enterprise headset, though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Ty, you absolutely have to have a look at my through the lens footage on my channel.
It does look.
It is ridiculous. So first of all,
that video.
You saw that? Oh my god! They have that super high resolution, like 2000, 2800 by 2700 aspheric lenses, and it's just like you are there, like in Half-Life Alyx. It's just mind blowing. The first time I tried it, like I was like live streaming to my Patreons, and I was like going insane. I was like shouting and like, wow, unbelievable, I'm here. And like just like you guys, I'm a veteran in VR. I've seen everything, right? but this was too crazy. Yeah. So Steve, you will be spoiled, man.
I'm in trouble.
You will hate the other headsets. It's crazy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No, but I want to be very serious about it. I want to think about the other implications, because the
implications is a immediate loss of money.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, you're right. But I mean, what about the audio solution? Is it a deal breaker?
That's missing. That is missing. I agree.
Is it so good that you don't care?
For me, this is exactly the case. Like, yes, it sucks that you have to have your own audio solution. But because the visuals are like just so overwhelmingly better than everything else we've seen, I'm okay to put some these headphones. Actually, I use these headphones, like the.
I mean, you're going to want to use your own headphones anyway. They're not going to give you Sennheiser, quality bands on a VR headset, so you're going to want to use your own.
They should do for $5,000 or $3,500. They should have the best audio in the business. But having said that, Ty, please, could you think about developing some sort of 3D printed headphones for the VR3, and then I might buy one.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh look, the hard part is for me, I need to have the product to model a design around, so I can test fitment.
Yeah. Of course.
Right. I had to blindly say, I'm going to look at it. Hopefully it fits. No refunds.
Okay, I'm going to put you in touch with Vario.
Yeah,
Ty.
you need
Let's make this happen. But Ty, how much would you as a consumer pay for a VR headset? I mean, you are also an enthusiast and it's also your job and stuff. But let's talk real talk. What is the maximum price that you would pay for like a super high-end VR headset?
Is it standalone or does it require a PC?
It's a PC headset.
I think $1,000 would be the top.
Okay, that makes sense.
The most. I mean, because look at the G2 right now. It's $450. Like,
it's so good.
To be really amazing to spend double that, and then to go beyond $1,000 right now. I just I'm not that into it, and I've got so many headsets already. Yeah,
it makes sense. I think 1,000 is already way more than most people would pay. Like the normal I think for the normal consumers,
people.
I mean, like Facebook is hitting the sweet spot already right now with the Quest 2. This is a great price, right? $299 is a fantastic price.
Oh yeah,
right. It's a great, but
128 gigs coming out for the $300.
Exactly, it's a fantastic. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So I think the super sweet spot, like the this kind of impulse buy, for me personally, is $199. That is like impulse buy.
Then you just buy
right?
it. Yeah,
this is right. It's like if you see it in the, I don't know, where would you sell it? Do you sell it at Walmart in the States? These kind of things.
Yeah, it could be Walmart.
Could be Walmart. Right.
Browsing through Amazon, I see something sweet for like $199.
It's impulse buy area.
Yep.
Agreed.
And then I'll comment on it in the group, or I'll make a video and then I just write it off.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I believe that this is going to happen. Like probably when the Quest Pro comes out, I think they're going to discount the Quest 2 for $199, and they're going to sell like, oh my god, people will have VR headsets, and that's a cool thing. But I must always say, I'm not a fan of this forced Facebook login. Yeah, you guys all know it.
Really? Yeah. You can't get the Quest in Germany, can you?
We cannot buy it in Germany, right? Because of government thinks that's not the right thing to do. But we are in Europe, and Europe is one market, so I simply buy it from Amazon France for the same price, and it's going to be here like 1 day later. So yeah, we can get it. But
I'm not a pro. I mean, I am a Facebook kind of a fanboy. I've got a huge group on Facebook for the
I know. It's the best group ever.
And I do a few. I work with Facebook directly on different projects as well.
Okay.
So I like Facebook, but I do think that it was a mistake.
That was a mistake.
Account. Yeah,
that was a mistake. I agree. You know what? I think that they could have made it much better, and they hurt themselves. In my opinion, what they could have done, like, don't do the forced Facebook login, but simply make it so great that you want to do it on your own will. Like, as in, make like Facebook Horizon so amazing that you simply want to do it. And
or they could just do it like a Kindle model, where you get the Kindle with ads.
That's
for
it.
one price, and then you get the ad-free version.
Exactly.
And they can just skip, because they're making all their money right now. I'm sure they're losing money on the 256 headsets. Production costs with the XR2 chipset, and they're breaking even, or they're coming in at a slight loss on every headset. So they need to make their money somehow, and I understand that business model. Of course,
it makes sense.
So charge an ad-free version for $150 more.
Exactly.
So you're looking at $449 for the ad-free version, or you can go $299 for the subsidized version. I think most people are just going to get the $299 version anyways.
Yeah, but
And then they can stop complaining because it was their option. Now they've been presented with an option.
That is the point. It would be transparent. It would be transparent. And then you would not have Sebastian from MRTV like telling everyone that is not good.
Yeah,
no, really. I would like make everyone and their mothers and grandmothers buy the thing if it wasn't for that thing that I really cannot agree with.
I agree, and then that could be the 13 and under model too, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're going to give you're ruining their eyes and brain development."
Yeah,
I don't think that's why they're suggesting. And again, I'm not a medical expert, so this is not medical advice. Yada, yada.
Yeah, right.
But I don't think that they're saying people under 13 can't use it because it's physically bad for them. It's because of COPA laws, at least here in the U.S., that say that it is illegal, very illegal, for them to gather any data, track user usage on users under the age of 13. So they just simply say, you can't use it if you're under 13. And it's not a medical reason, it's a legal reason. At least that's my opinion. I think that's what's driving them behind that 13 age limit, because that's the limit in which they are legally allowed to collect user data.
Got it.
I don't think it's because it's, at 12 years old. Do you think your IPD changes that much between 12 and 13?
Probably not so much, yeah, I've seen it on your group. Whenever somebody asks, "Hey, can I get the Quest for my 8-year-old?"
What's a good game for my 10-year-old?
People go crazy.
You're a terrible parent. You're going to burn in hell.
A bad parent.
Yeah, we see it a lot. And I try to squash that.
I saw it.
Rule. There's no berating parents if you ask. I have a 6-year-old. I don't really let her use my headset, but if she wants to jump in and play BOGO for 5 minutes,
for short periods of time, it's okay. Right. So Ty, I want to ask you something. Do you think that the people at Facebook realize themselves it was a mistake to force to force feed us the login? Or do you think they're okay with it?
It's not something I've ever discussed with anybody directly over there.
Sure.
So I can only speculate. I don't think they think it's a mistake from their end because their data is valuable.
Yeah, of course. They will make a lot of money with it. Yeah, I know. We are the product now. And they have to
subsidize the cost of the headset somehow.
Sure. Of course.
And
I got it.
I think I'm torn on the whole thing. Without Facebook, standalone VR wouldn't be where it is today.
I know what you mean. I agree with you.
Anywhere near what it is. And in fact,
I agree with you.
The entire VR industry wouldn't be. I mean, we wouldn't be seeing the success of the Valves and all of that if it wasn't really right now. If it wasn't for the Quest 1 bringing VR awareness to the mainstream. So now people see commercials, they educate, they go, "Oh, well, I can get a PC VR headset that's better." But they wouldn't have even gone down that rabbit hole without the Quest 1 in the first place. So I think Facebook. It's a double-edged sword, Some people hate them for the data collection and privacy issues, but you also have to give them some props for credit, for bringing VR more to the mainstream. And by the time the Quest 3 comes, VR is going to be mainstream. I mean, it's
absolutely
it's so close.
Yeah, we wouldn't be sitting here if we wouldn't believe it, and I totally agree with you. I'm criticizing them a lot for this privacy issues and the force feedback login.
And I hate that too. I criticize them in my own group all the time.
Yeah. But I agree with you. They are doing a good job on bringing this to the masses, and also because of that, people can make a living. We're going to talk about this later, right? There's more people, there's more interest, more people want to have your home passes.
I wouldn't have a job. I would be doing something else if it wasn't for Facebook.
Right. So that part, we always have to mention that. And for that, even MRTV gives them a thumbs up.
and eventually what's going to happen is you're going to see a company like Valve come along with the standalone. Now that they see the
there will be competition.
The Quest 3 sold 25 million units. We need to get into that business. And then they're going to start making wireless standalone headsets. And eventually there will be competition in the marketplace. And then we might
we need that. We need competition. We do need
desperately.
that.
I would like the day that there's competition for the Quest 2.
We need that.
I'm going to be very intrigued because I can't see there ever being anything for a long time yet. But I hope there will be.
I think from a hardware standpoint, it's not going to be that challenging. I think it's the ecosystem
that is the point.
It's going to be hard to reproduce.
And Valve has this ecosystem with Steam VR. So in my opinion,
they've got more of an
they will probably first have a standalone headset that kind of connects to your PC or to your Steam Deck. Who knows?
Yeah,
Steam Deck, exactly.
I think Steam Deck 2. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree
with the Steam Deck, but I think we're going to see a Steam Deck 2. And I'd put a little wager down that Steam Deck 2, I could see them releasing a standalone headset along the same time that they release a Steam Deck 2. Because I think at that point, you're going to have time to really hone in the hardware. I think the Steam Deck itself is a stepping stone to Steam developing the hardware compacted so that they can then miniaturize it a little bit more and then stick that in a standalone headset, and then boom, you've got access to the full Steam library. I think that's going to be the next standalone headset will be from Steam. Fingers crossed.
Absolutely. And hello, Paradise Decay. Greetings to the UK. PD says, new patents are pointing to standalone VR. Yes, exactly. Patents dropped a few days ago, and wow, that is something really cool. And without a doubt,
the Index 2, they said there.
The Index 2,
cool.
Exactly. Yeah, should be a standalone
Index 2. That would be pretty sick.
Oh yes, I totally agree, and it's going to happen, in my opinion. And finally, there will be competition for the Quest 2, and it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good for us, for our industry.
Oh, and then you're going to have an instant, ginormous catalog that's going to blow the catalog out of the water.
Exactly.
The moment you can have access to everything on Steam inside a headset.
It's going to happen.
With the Steam Deck, they're saying you can play most Steam VR titles on high settings.
No,
Is
I
that
don't think it's
really
going to
true?
happen
I
with
can't
an
imagine that
integrated
being true.
SoC like that. Because
No.
they've got integrated graphics. I don't think that you're going to get some lower, maybe medium settings on some of the VR titles, but there's no way you're hopping in there and putting Alex on
No,
full
I
and
agree.
then plugging in your
First thing
headset.
I'm going to try, like, I mean, obviously VR.
No, so I've got one pre-ordered. Well, I'm going to
Yeah,
test
of course,
the
me
heck
too.
out of it
Of course, man.
when
Of
we
course.
get it. But I think we're going to see some
I
basic.
nearly bought one. I not bought one. I nearly pre-ordered one the other day, but I'm not going to bother because it's not really my kind of thing. But I must admit,
Right.
it looks amazing. As a
It looks
tech
cool.
enthusiast, it does look really cool. Yeah, it does very.
I
very
think
cool
it
indeed.
looks. I mean, I got it almost specifically so I can test VR titles with it, just to see.
Same
what
for
is it
me. Same for
in
me.
VR.
So you
I
also
think
only
it
got
will-
the 64 gigabyte version just to try
No,
VR?
actually, I just went for the 512 because
Okay.
I go
okay.
big or I go home.
Okay, I like it, man. You just go inside full
And
power.
some of those VR titles, even those they're not super powerful ones, are huge. I mean,
Right.
50, 60 gigs for a single title. I didn't think 64 was going to be enough.
I think if you do end up be able to use it with VR, they're going to have to be like table tennis or something with such low polygon. Count because
All the really cartoony stuff.
Yeah, which would be
No
fine.
reflections or shadows.
Yeah, basically turn it all the way down. But if you
Yeah.
still can do it, it's kind of a cool experiment. Definitely it shows where.
And it
it's
might be
going.
nice to have that large of a potential catalog to take with you anywhere and just turn everything all the way down. But
Or you could just buy a Quest 2.
Yeah, or you could just buy a Quest 2. Yeah, get a gaming PC. Take it wherever you want.
Right. Wow, we've already been talking for 1 hour without even talking about any kind of topics. I love it.
What have we talked about so far? No
Yeah,
idea.
I know. Yeah, it's good. I love the show already. Really nice. Okay, let's start with some topics. And just not so many things happening. Let's talk about this here. So Lone Echo is delayed again. It should actually come out in this month. But unfortunately, we're going only to see it later this year. And I want to ask Ty and Steve, are you sad about this? What do you think about this? Do you have any opinions? And I have to go grab another drink while you talk about it.
I don't know. What do you think, Steve?
Well, I mean, I'm not really a massive Lone Echo 2 fan. Anyway, I haven't even played the first one, so I don't really know what I'm missing out on. But I know that when it was first released, it was like the most amazing kind of visceral and sort of just amazing graphical PC kind of high-end game out there at the time. And I know that this is going to be a PC game, isn't it? PC VR game as well as standalone.
It's PC VR.
Lone
Echo 1, I played it a little. I mean, I haven't finished it though, so I'm so busy with work that I don't have a whole lot of time to try every single game. And then oftentimes I'll have developers, reach out. They want me to just try a game, give it a shout out in the Facebook group. So I spend a lot of time playing the first 10 or 15 minutes of games.
That often happens. Yeah,
and then I'm off to the next one to give it a try. So, what do I think about this? So I'm not really that disappointed that it's delayed. And I'd always rather see a developer delay a game than release crap early. If they've got something they need to fix to make it good, that's cool.
Do we know?
Do we know
the reason why it's delayed? Do we know the reason why, or is it just?
I'm not exactly sure. Sebastian might know, but I think it's got to be just due to the game not being completely ready. It's typically why you'll see release extensions.
I totally respect any game developer that has to have that painstaking announcement and say we're going to have to delay this. But in the long term, like you say, if it means it's going to be a lot more of a better experience for everybody, then that's absolutely fine by me. But I know in this case, has it been delayed already? Seb, has this game been delayed or once already?
A couple of years.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know why it's delayed this time?
Do we know the reasons why?
Let's see if we know. Let me just share this.
All right, what have we got?
To our Lone Echo community, it was heartwarming to see the outpouring of love and excitement last month when we announced the Lone Echo 2 launch date. Like many game studios, over the past couple of years, our team has tackled new obstacles in development and has needed to inventive and resourceful to reach this point. We have been working hard to deliver the very best experience possible, and we are eager to have you join Liv and Jack in their adventures once again. However, as we get closer to launch day, it has become clear that we needed a bit more time to polish and reach our desired quality level. As such, Lone Echo 2's launch date will be moved to later this year. The decision to delay a game is always a tough one, but we believe you all deserve to experience the very best we can deliver. Thank you, blah, 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 blah.
Later this year sounds more like just a bit of polish. Obviously, they're thinking about.
Again, like Steve and I were saying, we'd rather see a game delayed and get a good game than them rush something and deliver, a crappy product just to hit a deadline.
But later this year, like what? I mean, like maybe like another couple of weeks or maybe a month, but that's so
it's going to be December if they're saying this time now. They're saying later this year.
What does that mean? Doesn't mean anything, does it? It's
I'd say December. Otherwise, they would say it'll be out in 3 weeks.
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
Yeah,
if they're going to say later this year, it's going to be December at this point.
But it's so strange, isn't it? Because they came out with that date. I mean, they made the decision at one point. Okay, we're going to say it's the 24th of August. It's going to come out. So they already had something there, and I think it's a bit funny that now they would say like, okay, it's coming out later this year.
Is it PC VR only, or is it going to be standalone?
No, it's PC VR only. But you can of course use your Quest 2 wirelessly or with a link cable. Yeah.
I just find that very strange. It's a very ambiguous statement. If it is due to the fact that just they want to make the game as best as possible and give maybe PC VR one last, shot at just amazing us all and getting it really high end. Fair enough, but this just doesn't give me enough information. That doesn't really.
Yeah, right.
But I've never played Lone Echo though, so I don't know what I'm missing.
You should try it out. It's very cool. It's incredibly beautiful, right? It's quite an old game, like 2017, I think. But even now, it's one of the most beautiful games. And I've just played it again on the VR3, the Vario VR3. It's mind-blowing. Wow. It's mind-blowing. Oh my God. it's so beautiful. So I'm looking forward to Lone Echo 2. Right, to play it. So hopefully it's going to come out.
Hopefully December, yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe November.
Yeah, I agree. Probably, hopefully. We'll see. All right, then the next topic is that the App Lab already has 500 apps, nearly doubling those on the main store. Wow. So I would say the App Lab is a complete full success. Right? Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? It's like,
Yeah, I love it. I still have it
That's
because
cool.
Sometimes I want to get inside of the Quest 2 and kind of, fiddle around with some of the features that I can't do standalone. So very useful. Like there was one time my Quest 2 completely just totally crashed and I couldn't switch it on or off. It just would not work at all. It was thanks to App Lab. Sorry, not App Lab. I'm talking about something different, aren't I? Here, I'm talking about SideQuest. Sorry, I'm not with it.
Yeah, right.
SideQuest. You're thinking of SideQuest.
I might as well carry on now, aren't I? Really, I might as well carry on. So yeah, SideQuest. Sorry, as you just didn't even mention
SideQuest is also nice.
I also think that's really cool.
There's some similarities between the two. I think App Lab is great though. Giving the smaller developers a chance to get their product out in front of the masses, and to build an audience. And I think Quest, their vetting process or their curating process is already a little bit too stringent. So good on App Labs. Give the small guys a shot.
Right, exactly. It's I think it's great. It's not great for SideQuest, right? Because before it was only SideQuest. But I still think SideQuest, they have a life of their own. Probably in the future there will be other VR headsets, perhaps the Lynx that can use SideQuest. So they're still like rocking. But App Lab is without a doubt fantastic. And I must say, wow, 500 apps. I haven't even tried like 1/10 of these apps. So I don't even know what amazing stuff is waiting there for me.
So many apps on there, yeah.
Yeah. So how can I find the best ones? Where do I go? Do I go to SideQuest?
SideQuest, yeah, go to SideQuest.
Okay.
SideQuest is still really, I think, your best search engine for App Lab games. And then, SideQuest also has games that you can't get on App Lab as well. So SideQuest is still... It's got everything you're going to find on App Lab, and it's got other stuff you're not going to find on App Lab. So I'm a big fan of SideQuest. Shane and Orla, great people. I interviewed Shane. He's the founder of SideQuest.
Cool. I want to interview them too.
A while back, yeah. So he's and we're in touch a lot. So nice people. I'm glad to see that the SideQuest is really taken off for them.
Exactly. So cool. Yeah. Thank you, Fraspo, for £2. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah. Cool.
Well, for me, I'm just frustrated that. Where are the Quest 2 titles? Where are the, I'm still waiting for
Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 4. Or, I bought a Quest 2 thinking that I was going to get some really fantastic sort of native Quest 2 standalone games. And I haven't experienced that yet. And it's a bit frustrating, to be honest, for me.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole reason why I bought it, to be honest. It's for proper sort of standalone gaming experiences. But they're taking their time. They're going to come, but
it is. But you look at AAA developers, like Grand Theft Auto. How many copies of Grand Theft Auto are out there on PC, PlayStation, Xbox? Millions and millions and millions, because there's a huge user base. So a developing company or a dev team, they can afford to put in several $100,000 or $1 million into game development because they know they're going to get it back. But right now, when we've got a user base with the Quest and 1 and 2, I don't know, 15 million users out there, maybe worldwide, if that. So I think you're going to have to see more mass adoption of the Quest standalone platform, that Android-based platform, before I think we start seeing these large AAA developers coming on board. It's getting there. We're getting close.
Yeah.
I think next summer we're going to start seeing Epic and some of these larger developers jump on and say, okay, now it's going to be profitable for us to go ahead and dump $1 million into developing.
So what you're saying is is the Quest 2 is accelerated.
Chicken or the egg thing.
Yeah. The Quest 2 has accelerated VR into the mainstream market probably, 5 years, 10 years even?
No, not 10 years, but it did for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So
for sure helped.
As a developer, think about it if you were making games, and you're like, and it could only work on a product, let's say that there's a specific handheld and there's only 10,000 of them out there. How much time and energy are you going to put into making a game for this one device that only has 5,000 users and only 1% might buy your game? That's going to result in 50 sales. You're going to have to charge a lot for the game, which is what we see now too. We see a lot of titles going for like $30 that a lot of people, including myself, might say this is not worth $30, but it is because it's more of a niche market. They've got to make their money back somehow. So you just got to be willing to spend the $30 on a 2-hour, 1.5 hour experience, knowing that it's helping move everything forward. It's as we move forward,
right,
we're going to get better games, longer games. We're going to see prices drive down. It's all just a matter of scale. And how many potential customers a developer has. So more headsets that sell, the better games we're going to get. And prices will come down, I think, too.
Just to answer Paradise Decay there, he's put, what if you never played Warplanes on Quest 2? I have actually. In fact, I keep meaning to show it on the channel, and I haven't got around to it yet. But it's a fun... It's great, but I'm more of a geek. I like high fidelity flight sims, so... For me, it's good fun, but it's kind of like it's a bit naff. But it's good fun, and I will share it on the channel soon. But I have played it.
I've heard it's a good game. Yeah,
it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's just
arcadey, right? Too arcadey for you, right? That's it.
It's a bit arcadey. Having said that, though, I must admit the way the plane behaves is pretty. It's not bad. It's not brilliant, but it's not bad.
Okay. Got it.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I am, for me personally, with the Quest 2, it's an absolutely incredible headset, and
it is.
Yes, we've got that Facebook login problem, and I totally agree. It was an aggressive move, and I just wonder where that Quest, where would it be now in terms of how many you were saying, 15 million users? How many more would they be if it wasn't for that? I do wonder.
Yeah, there was a mistake. In my opinion, it's a mistake. Anyways, we have talked about this already. Anyways, let's talk about the next topic before we go to our main topic today, making a living in VR. How does it work already? So the next topic that we want to talk about it, and we could talk about it because last week we didn't have a show. It's the PSVR 2 specs. So we learned a lot about the PSVR 2 already, and there was some kind of developer conference, and Sony told developers about the PSVR 2. So as it seems from the leaks, we're going to get OLED displays with 2000 by 2040 pixel per eye. Yeah, pretty good, right? That's these are really nice specs. So OLED, we haven't seen that for a long time.
That's good to hear.
That is really good to hear. That means like really beautiful blacks, fantastic colors, and just like in the PSVR 1, right? It's also an OLED headset. And OLED headset, I'm a big fan of OLED headset, I must tell you, simply because of the perfect black values. Wouldn't you agree, Ty? What do you think about that?
I like the OLED screen. You know, I still, if I'm going to watch a movie, I'll hop into my Quest 1 just because I like those blacks.
Right.
It's funny. I've been trying out a Vive Pro recently. One of my subscribers very kindly lent me it. And I was so shocked. I've forgotten how good it is to have a proper OLED screen.
It's better. It's really better.
It's
really.
so much better.
Really.
I even totally forgot about the resolution. And, you know, because I'm all about that kind of resolution, everything. But I just didn't even think about it. I was just too busy just enjoying those beautiful colors. They're so natural and, you know, flying at night. Oh yes. God, it's so cool. You know, so yeah, it's a must. Totally must. So that's great.
I totally agree with everyone who says like the new headsets, their LCD panels are really good already, right? The G2 has a very nice LCD panel. The Pro 2 also, if it wasn't for the lenses. Yeah. But if you go back to an OLED headset, you will see that it's better. Mm-hmm. Like blacks are black, no light. And then you have these amazing, high contrast panels. It's so good. So I'm looking forward to the PSVR 2. Is
it a cost saving thing? Why are we
They're very expensive OLED screens?
It's just cost savings.
More expensive, and it seems like OLED cannot do these super high refresh rates.
Right?
Yeah. But anyways,
I think, I was talking to the CEO or one of the main men behind the HTC Vive, and I asked him that great question. He said you can't get a good quality 4K OLED screen for VR right now without going crazy. It just crazy. You know, the cost situation would be too expensive. Because that's the first thing I asked him is why did you scrap the OLED screen?
Right.
The Vive Pro 2 had an OLED 5K. Wow.
The Pro 1,
sitting here right now on my desk.
Oh, yeah, right, exactly, yeah. That's too bad. Anyways, let's see what else this can do, the Pro 2. IPD adjustment, okay, so that's better than the PSVR 1. It did not have IPD adjustment, the Pro 1, so the PSVR 1. So we have two displays here. We have eye tracking capable of foveated rendering. So that is quite interesting, right? That's pretty big. What do you think about eye tracking for the PSVR 2?
It definitely needs it if it's going to last for
You're right.
long?
Yeah, a couple of years, like 5 years for sure.
Yeah, 5 years. It's definitely going to need foveated rendering to at least so it can render some of the, you know, up and coming VR titles, at least on sort of medium to high settings, really.
Right.
Well, I think we're going to see a lot of newer headsets with the eye tracking for the foveated rendering, because it's a really clever way to be able to push the technical abilities beyond what the headset can actually do using the foveated rendering. And if it knows exactly where you're looking on that screen to give you that sharp image right where you happen to be focusing, that's a good way to get the most out of your hardware for sure.
Absolutely agreed. And thank you so much, Hussein, for £5. And great show today and great guest in Ty Hurd. Totally agreed. He should join the podcast more often. Absolutely. Ty, whenever you feel like it, just let me know and we're going to have you.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Would love to.
Will that be fixed foveated rendering or dynamic?
No, it's going to
dynamic.
track where you're looking, and it's going to render
fantastic.
high res right where you're focusing. So then it can dump, because that's the way our vision works. You know, we've got low res outside except right where we're focusing.
Exactly.
So then you're going to get cooler temperatures. You're going to be able to have higher resolution graphics, more reflections and shadows and polygons and all of that. If they can just do the foveated rendering with that.
The PlayStation, it means dynamic foveated rendered, is it? Because I know Pimax has fixed
as you
rendering.
look around.
Yeah, right.
I would bet money we'll see that on the Quest 3 too.
Yeah, of course. And now here comes again the German guy who spoils all the fun. I'm not happy. I'm telling you, It's going to happen. The eye tracking for the Quest 3 is going to come, but I will not be comfortable with it because when Facebook.
I know what you're going to say now.
No, I'm telling you, no, really, this is really like it goes super deep into your privacy. They will know exactly where you look at, how long you look at things, and you're going to be the product. They're going to make so much money out of this because think of it. If there's going to be some kind of advertisement, and for sure there is going to be advertisement, they will be able to give this kind of data, like where you're looking at the advertisement. They can sell that to the advertisers. The advertisers don't have to buy focus groups because we are the focus group. It is incredible for Facebook. They're going to earn so much money with eye tracking.
Maybe, but what are they going to be tracking exactly? So let's say I'm playing Lone Echo, right? I'm playing Beat Saber, whatever. It doesn't matter.
No. It's not about the games. It's not about the games that you play. The games are fine,
as well, isn't it?
It's all about once they're going to put advertisements into your virtual reality experience. Yeah. This is going to happen. Like for example, in Horizon, there's going to be advertisement somewhere. People will be able to probably monetize their own creations. There's going to be like in Horizon. There's probably going to be some worlds that are made by who knows what, Coca-Cola or whatever.
Pepsi Land.
Yeah, Pepsi. Yeah, who knows? Probably it's amazing. And of course, they will be able to sell this kind of data, like where you're looking at, to those advertisers. Or let's.
What are they gonna? I'm just curious. Like, what do you think the actual data is? Like, they're going to say, oh, they were looking in front of them when they were walking, or oh, they looked at another avatar, or they looked at a tree.
No. Like
you looked at a Pepsi ad for more than 2 seconds. Like that Pepsi ad.
But where did you look at? Sorry, Steve. Let me just finish this thought. For example, right now, if you are an advertiser and if you make like a video, an advertisement, let's say like for 20 seconds or 25 seconds.
You want to know if somebody's looking at it?
You want to know where they look at and what works, what does catch people's attention. And right now, like
you think it'll be that accurate, the eye tracking?
Yeah, of course. Advertisers right now, they're paying focus groups who wear some kind of big things to monitor where you look at, to find out where you're looking at, and these advertisers pay big money for that.
That's not an advertisement that's in your entire field of view. So in the VR, you're going to get a little banner ad that's just going to be. So I think you're going to know if you look at the ad or don't look at the ad, but I don't think they're going to be able to track definitively what words.
Oh no, they will absolutely. They will totally be able to know where exactly you look at, and there might be some kind of like video ads as well. Anyways, there's going to be so much data. There's going to be so much data. And they're going to take it from you, and you will be the product. And for me to put on that Quest 3 with eye tracking, I want them to pay me to do that because they will make so much money out of me, right? So that better be like super subsidized and transparently telling me like what you have said before, Ty. Give me two versions of that eye tracking Quest 3. Give me 2 versions. I will be totally fine, and I will not make these negative videos. But if they force me to use it, I will be uncomfortable with it. So give me 2 versions. One version of the Quest 3 that cost $299. It has advertisement. It's supported by advertisements, and I know that before. And give me that $460 Quest 3 where they don't track where I look at, and I'm going to buy that one. I personally will. The thing is, like probably I'm thinking probably too much because
I'm concerned with it too. I'm just wondering at what point do I care if they say like, yeah, I looked at a Coke ad, and I just missed a comment. Somebody left a comment, but it disappeared. They said not just ads, Ty, and then it disappeared behind the.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah,
but what were you going to say, Steve?
Yeah, the thing.
I think my point. It's too late now. I've kind of missed the boat on it, but just to basically reiterate what Seb says, I totally agree that if we're going to be looking at ads and in game, well, I mean, if ads are in the game, then that's it. I'm not going to be playing anyway. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be looking at ads if I've bought a game. That's absolutely ridiculous. No chance how's that going to happen. But anyway, even if I do decide to go even further and play a game with ads in it in the first place, which no one should do, by the way, if I'm looking, like you say, Seb, at a certain poster for just a little bit longer than this one and this one, that is data in itself. It's absolute data.
That's the kind of data I'd imagine they'd be tracking is like how long did it catch your attention for?
Yeah, that to me is going way too far. I don't mind a Facebook login. I've got a Facebook account. You know, I've got WhatsApp on my phone, for God's sake. Like, seriously, in this day and age, unless you are not on the internet at all, then I understand if you're worried about a Facebook login. But it's just the way things are these days. And I think the cost of the Quest 2 for me personally, the data that I look at isn't that interesting. I'm not that bothered if it's that private. If it was something private, I wouldn't be, logging onto a media that is the internet in the first place. I would keep that away from the internet. So that's not a problem. But what is a problem is ads. That is going far too. That's ridiculous.
I don't want to see ads in games that we've paid for.
That's for sure.
So I'm out.
Sure. But the thing is, they will understand us way too good. Like, the things that I look at, from these things, they will understand who I am. It's really like they will be able to look at my soul. I think
the whole online ad tracking and data tracking is super creepy.
It is. This is already creepy, right?
You see an ad on Google for something that I swear I looked at this before. I'm like in Walmart thinking, man, maybe I should get a new TV, and then all of a sudden Google's like, let's show that.
Right. Like, exactly. Think about it. It works already so good right now. I search on Google for something I need, I don't know, green screen or what, and then it's all plastered with green screens in my Facebook everywhere. It works so well already. But
if you're looking at things,
if they even know what catches my attention, and they can absolutely analyze every of my gazes, it's incredible. It's unbelievable. They will totally know what I like. Like they will for sure directly know my sexual orientation, like whatever I look at, right?
You're right.
Like all these things, I don't want that. And the problem is that for me, I myself, I'm too aware that they do that, and therefore I feel like I'm watched in virtual reality, and therefore I lose that kind of free feeling that I have. Right now, I put on the VR headset.
Makes sense.
Okay, not the Quest 2. I put on any other VR headset, and I feel like, wow, I can do whatever I want. I'm free. But if I put on the Quest 2 or Quest 3 with eye tracking, wow, I lose that kind of feeling that I'm free in VR and I can do whatever I want, because I know they totally analyze me right now. They totally check out that I'm looking at those, I don't know, whatever I look at. So that feeling, it spoils my VR experience. And that's probably my problem, because I'm thinking too much of this and I know how it works, but that sucks.
Hopefully we really, really need a Quest competitor.
Yes.
We need another, because that's going to drive both innovation, but it'll also, I think, help drive privacy.
Exactly.
If Quest is like, Steam's got a standalone and they're not tracking all this data, and we're starting to see sales slip, then maybe they'll be more likely to follow suit and say, okay, let's stop with all the data tracking. And I get data tracking on the Facebook app, like on Facebook, but I don't see why they've got to do it in the headset,
Yeah.
It should be a video game console, and that's that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I agree, but it's not. They will, it's a treasure trove of data, especially the eye tracking. So I'm super anti the eye tracking for the Quest 3. But I know what's going to happen. Once it comes out, all the YouTubers will go crazy, like, wow, unbelievable, eye tracking for the Quest 3, 4-video rendering, amazing, and I will be the German guy who tells you, oh, that is bad. Anyways, it's gonna be fun. Okay, so eye tracking. So for me, I'm super positive about eye tracking on the PlayStation VR 2. I think for the PSVR 2, I'm looking forward to it because I don't worry about these things, and that's how it should be. Anyways, USB-C tethered to PS5. So the PSVR 2 is going to be like a tethered device without Wi-Fi. Is it wireless? Is it a game? Is it like a game breaker for you, a tie that it's not wireless?
I don't know. I'd have to try it.
You're right.
It
Okay.
could be. Yeah, I mean, if it's mind blowing, then no. I'll I use my G2 tethered every now and then. But being wireless is really nice to have that freedom.
I agree. I totally agree with you. Yeah. What about you? What about you, Steve? What do you think about this not being wireless? Is it like a?
But I mean, for me, obviously sitting down flying all day, that's absolutely fine. But this is a gaming console, isn't it? So you're going to be flinging your controls everywhere. You're going to be involved, and you're going to be standing up and doing all sorts of things. So in that case, I do feel I can understand why it's not wireless because of pumping that resolution. Because it's a very high resolution display in there running on a console, so there has to have some balance somewhere. But I think wireless, they can get away with it this year, maybe next year when it's released, whenever. But say again in its longevity, say 4 or 5 years down the road, and it's still will have most headsets will be wireless by then. I mean, we're already going that way anyway. I think wireless is the future. That's gonna be its Achilles heel in terms of its feeling like it's
surprised. I saw a patent filing from PlayStation a while back from like a narrow beam transmission, and it was just it's a patent, so nobody knew exactly what it was for. It was just speculation, but it was from Sony, and it was like a tight beam radio transmitting receiving system. And a lot of people at the time, well, the article I read, they were speculating that must be for the upcoming PSVR 2 to pump a ton of data just within line of sight, so you're standing 10 feet in front of your PS5 and you're going to get that wireless transmission there, but then you're going to lose line of sight when you go around the corner. And it would seem like technology that would have worked well.
Right.
That much data, that much throughput.
I think they must save money. I think
they got a fine line between what's sellable and what
exactly.
What can we throw in
I mean, this thing looks amazing. It has OLED screens, right? It has like eye tracking and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then they can't make it more expensive than the PlayStation 5 itself, right? The PlayStation 5 itself is $500. This better cost $399, or it won't sell. Especially if there's a Quest 3 that's going to compete against it.
Hopefully, we'll see it clocking at like $299.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. But I don't see it right now. Also, like the PSVR 1 in the beginning, it was like probably 500 or 600 even. I think it's going to be $399 in the very beginning. So in the very beginning, all the people, all the fans like us, we're going to buy it. And then later, they're going to go down with the price.
When is it released, Seb? Is it a release date?
It's going to next year. It also says here it's going to be released holiday 2022. It's quite far away.
That's still a long time away, isn't it? Considering those specs, they're going to get very old very quickly.
Yeah, this is absolutely going to compete against the Quest 3, which is probably going to be super cheap. Probably also going to have eye tracking.
Time frame too.
Yeah, exactly. So there's going to be a tough competition, but I like competition. It's going to be good. Yeah, and what's also interesting, it's going to have head-mounted haptics.
I saw that. What does that mean?
It means like it has. Yeah. Your head is going to vibrate. Headshot. You're going to feel it like. Poof. yeah. What do you think about it, Ty?
I don't know. I mean, I would have to see. So I have the B haptics system. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah. I really like it, and I don't know. Do you have the haptic?
That one I don't have. Do you have that?
Yeah. I don't like it.
Oh, you don't like it.
For one, it's a little bit uncomfortable because they've got the haptic motors inside underneath the padding, and you could definitely feel it. If you didn't feel it, it would be interesting. But it's an interesting thing to get a headshot, and you feel it go bzz, in your head. It's cool, but it's just they're a little ways off. They didn't implement it perfectly. Everything else is great. Like I've got all of it: the arms, the legs, and I think it like Alex Half-Life is awesome. So if you've done the mod.
I did. It's amazing. I love it.
It is.
When you get energy, like
heartbeats.
It's perfect. I love it.
But the headshot,
I asked, like, Ty, obviously you've got all the kit for this. After a while, do you just get used to those buzzy sensations and you just kind of, it doesn't wow you anymore? A
little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm kind of getting at a bit.
Yes and no. I mean, you kind of almost get to the point where it's not so much like, wow.
But it's good.
You feel it. You feel it. You're
Exactly.
like,
I agree. It should be there. Yeah,
you feel the heartbeat, and you're no longer
Exactly.
thinking like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" But now you're just in the game, and you're like,
Yeah. I suppose if you went back and then played it without all that, you'd be like, "This is really rubbish. This is just not."
No. It's good. It's still good.
It's still good. I don't play with it very often because it's kind of, you got to get it all set up and turn on.
Same here.
Same here. So it's a process to use it all. Because they're all Bluetooth, so you got to make sure everything pairs. And
oh my goodness me! Wow.
So it's not so bad without it, but it is cool with it. Like the heartbeat, it gets that tension just a little bit more when you can feel it.
Exactly.
But it's great. Alex is awesome with or without it.
So it actually tracks your heart, like you can feel your
heart.
No.
You like in the game, like if your heart's beating in the game, or you've got a game where it's like, and so you can feel it.
I'm not sure if I'd like that. I'm quite squeamish. I think I'd be like, ugh, freaked out by that. But it sounds interesting.
No, it's really more immersive.
Yeah.
I made a video about it too when I was playing Half-Athletics with it, and I was just saying all the time, "Wow, cool, amazing," because it's just better. Like you even feel it when you like put something into your backpack and you feel like it's going down.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well done, Bhaptics. Well done. I really like it. Yeah. So we have to watch out and find out how the head-mounted haptics will feel like. Probably it's cool. I could imagine that Sony does a good job on this. And just like Paradise Decay said, yeah, probably you will feel the rain on your face. And Ty, I'm not sure. Do you have the play?
Interesting, yeah.
Right? Yeah. For example,
haptics, it's just in your forehead. It's just right in the very top.
Okay.
It's not a facial thing. It's just right up here.
Do you happen to have the PlayStation 5, Ty?
I don't.
Okay. Wow. The controllers are so good. Those.
Like the touchpad, the capacitive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can like the trigger. It has like force feedback.
Put your finger, yeah.
And you can feel like different kind of guns have different kind of like feedback. Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, really? So it's force feedback.
It's force feedback, and they're going to bring that to the PlayStation VR 2. So that is going to be like magic, in my opinion.
That's a big feature. That
you see that different weapon, and you can feel the different kind of force you have to put into like shooting. Oh my god.
Yeah, every time I think about it, I'm like, I want to get a PlayStation 5, and I go online, it's sold out.
I know. It's still hard to get one of those, right?
Yeah.
But it seems like they are going to produce more now, and yeah, you should totally get one. For me, that controller, that is the selling feature because it's so cool to feel the different kind of triggers.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get one, but yeah, every time I look, it's sold out.
Right.
I bet if I go on Amazon or Best Buy or wherever right now, it's sold out.
Yeah, that's really, right now it's still a problem. Then one more news that we heard from that, unfortunately, the lenses are going to be Fresnel lenses. So not aspheric lenses. That is really, really sad because the original PSVR 1, it had aspheric lenses. And just like the Vario VR 3, it's so good, like
that could be a game killer, more so than the cable. Because I can get Fresnel lenses elsewhere if they kept the spherical.
Totally
agree. Might have been something going, I can't get this anywhere else, but I can get it in the PS.
Exactly.
VR. I'm going to get a PSVR, but
exactly.
That's a bummer.
So that is so sad, and yeah, Shoujo just said it. Terrible, Sony.
It is sad.
How could you?
If it wasn't for the Vario, that's just kind of normal, isn't it? Like they
all have those types the industry is going towards Fresnel.
Change.
I agree, because like the Fresnel lenses also have some advantages, right? They are like not as thick, they are not as heavy, they don't have like
and if they get
their
distortions,
optics correct, if they get the optics are better.
Spot, it won't be such a problem. It's not like that's not a deal breaker.
Yeah, you're right. There are good ones and there are bad ones, right? Like good ones, like the G2 or the Quest
Oculus.
2, and exactly, Oculus ones are good, and bad ones like all the HTC ones. So yeah, it's true, right? Let's face it.
You still get the God rays though, even in the Quest a little bit. It's not.
No, you're right. There are definitely God rays in the Quest 2 as well.
Yeah, so, I pulled out my old Gear VR a couple weeks ago just to play with it. I had it sitting up on an old Note, and I was just like, these lenses are great. Why don't they do this on all of the headsets?
Right, exactly. Yeah, so that was a bit like a downer when I heard about this, that the PSVR 2 is going to have Fresnel lenses. But who knows? Probably they are amazing. We don't know yet. And I believe that Sony can do a good job on those lenses,
Can't
right?
knock it till you try it, I guess. We'll have to see.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all of our topics for today. And now we can go to our topic of the day. And it's about making a living in the VR industry. So both Ty and me, we're doing it. And I want to ask you, Ty, how did you make that happen? So when did you first realize, okay, I'm just too excited about virtual reality. I want to be in that. Or did it happen somehow differently, like
It just
by
kind of
mistake?
evolved,
Okay.
So, I mean, prior to doing the 3D printing and the YouTube, I was a photographer. That lends well to doing the YouTube and stuff. And I used to do 360 virtual reality tours for
really?
hotels,
Cool.
things like that. So using a DSLR camera, not a cheap point and shoot, so we'd do a bunch of photos, stitch it all together, really high-end stuff. And that was always fun to look at, in the Google Daydream. And years ago, I mentioned this earlier, I owned some kiosks where we were selling tech stuff, but most of what we were selling were the Google Daydream type, the original plastic cardboard headsets, the old Bobo Z4, I think it was.
Right, exactly.
Built-in headphones, that was pretty cool. And then I started the Facebook group way back when I was really into the Go, and I was really
It was an amazing headset at the time.
It was, and it's still not a bad headset if you just want to watch a Netflix show.
Right.
And so I started the Oculus Quest community on Facebook right when the Quest was announced, and that was like in February of 2018. And it was codenamed Santa Cruz, and then they dropped the name and released, okay, it's going to be the Oculus Quest. It's coming out in May next year. So I'm like, I'm going to start a Facebook group. So I jumped on, started a Facebook group.
Perfect. Great.
Just, good timing. And now we're at about 75,000 members now on the Facebook group.
75,000. Wow, man. Congratulations, man. That is amazing.
Yeah. And then I've always been a super technophile, I've just into technology.
Yeah.
And I got into 3D printing about 2 years ago, year and a half ago. And I was like, I can make parts and accessories for VR headsets. And I started an Etsy store, and Matt over at the BMF channel did a review on some pistols that I make. And that just kind of instantly jumpstarted the business. And I was like, I need to buy some more printers. And I was selling everything on Facebook and just started the Etsy. And then I still make a little bit, through the YouTube stuff. And it just sort of kind of evolved. I have one printer turned into two, and now I've got 25 printers.
And they are printing right now, probably, aren't they?
Yeah, I got half of them printing right now. I try to cycle through them. But it just sort of evolved. There wasn't one day where I was like, I slowly had to do less and less photo shoots, and I was making more and more money over in the VR side. And now this is what I do for a living. I love it.
That is so cool.
What sparked off, Ty, that ingenious kind of creativity of creating this 3D printing? You said it started about 2 years ago, but what was it? I
wanted a 3D printer for ages, but the price they were, there was a barrier to entry because they were very expensive. And if you wanted the features that I knew I'd want, which was a heated bed and the technology, it took a while for the technology to become reasonably priced. And so I got a 3D printer, and it was much more intuitive for me and not as challenging as I thought initially. I'd read all these nightmares. It's so hard to 3D print, and you're going to get crap more than you're going to get good, and it's just not worth it.
Yeah, my friend's got one, and when he's using it, watching it doing its thing, it's amazing. It's out of this world. You just watch it, but I've got the foggiest idea of how to do it.
It's just super slow. I mean, that's one thing I wish that you could produce stuff a little bit faster. But I something like this here, just this handle right here. This is, I think, almost 1,000 layers. So it's got to, and then go up a tiny bit, and it goes up.
I'm guessing the more money you spend on a 3D printer, the quicker they are. Is it?
No.
No.
It's a limitation of the thermodynamics of the plastic. You can only melt and then cool plastic so fast, and then maintain accuracy within the print. This looks really phallic. And maintain accuracy within the print. So I have printers that cost $2,000, and I have printers that cost $200, and if you dial them all in right, you're going to get pretty much the same quality.
Okay, wow.
Cool.
And but what's interesting for me, you were totally new to 3D printing, right? You just bought one and you just tried, and you printed out something that you found on Thingiverse or what. But then to go the next step to make your own stuff, like your own like designs. That must be complicated, isn't it?
A little bit. I mean, I've got a fairly strong background in, computers. So I'm familiar with like Adobe Premiere and Photoshop and all of that. So I'm fairly technically savvy, and I've just taught myself design. Yeah. So just lots of YouTube videos and trial and error. And,
right.
But I've kind of like when I did the YouTube or when I started my photography business back in the day, I just kind of say, I want to do this and I can do this. And I know that I can make money doing this. I haven't had like a real job for somebody else for 15 years.
Wow.
And you just got to know that you can do it, and you just got to jump in and do it. And I have people ask me frequently, how did you start your business? Weren't you afraid? And I was like, yeah, a little bit maybe, but I'm like, the most important thing you can do if you want to start a YouTube channel or your own business, do it. Just take that first step and do it.
Wow.
Just do it.
Totally
Most
agreed.
people just don't do it. You want to make a YouTube channel? Go make a video and post it. And then do that again and again. And it takes time. But if you don't take that first step and actually do it, then you're never going to do the things you want to do. If you're afraid of like, I'm not going to make money, or I'm going to fail, or nobody's going to like my channel, or I'm going to get all thumbs down, people are going to make fun of me. Who cares? Just do it. Like, I love that Shia.
You're so right.
Just do it when he's in front of the green screen. He's so right there, though. You just got to take that first step, and then eventually you may not know what you need to succeed to get to your goal, but every time you take a little step closer towards that goal, you can see now what needs to be done. And then you take another step forward, you do that. And then you're like, oh, okay, now I realize I need to do this. And then after a while, you've traveled the path and you've reached your goal, and you've kind of figured out what you need to do to get to it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's down to passion, though, isn't it? Because I think the reason why, like MRTV, like Seb, your channel's been so successful is because you've got an innate desire and passion for VR. So that drives and what you're doing as well. I think if people go into it thinking I'm going to make money, they won't make any money. I think
exactly
the first part of it is the passion behind it.
Yeah, right. Just exactly the passion.
I love it.
Yeah, you gotta, you gotta love it. Exactly, I love it. You gotta love it, and obviously we do love it. And then we put ourselves out there, right? Like making a YouTube channel. Really, just like you said it, Ty. You just have to make the video and get out there, and beautiful things are going to come out from it. It's incredible. It's really, really incredible. So even if if probably your production values are not fantastic in the beginning, don't worry.
Yeah,
don't
you'll
worry.
get to that next
You'll
step.
get there.
You'll know. Oh, now I need better lighting. Now I need better sound. Always go for better sound. If you're out there, you're wondering.
Exactly. This is important. Exactly. And then Exactly. And then in the end, you're going to have like spinning beers. It's fantastic. So,
yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, you're right. So just go out there and don't worry too much about the perfect video.
What got
quality.
you into the VR thing? Tell us how you start. Yeah, you.
Me? Yeah, absolutely.
How'd you start?
For me, it's also like the passion. So actually, I'm like an engineer. I was working as an electrical engineer in Germany and in Taiwan, and I was doing like firmware for routers, like the Wi-Fi routers. I can totally know where all the data packages are going into the air. It's fantastic. And so I was a pretty good engineer. Like really this guy who's just like totally into programming C and like doing all these things. However, I always felt that this is good, but I'm missing that other part, that social part, because I felt like hey, I'm not that total nerd freak. like I totally enjoy doing what I do right now, like talking with people and using some social skills. And I felt like, okay, I'm missing that part a bit. So since I was always like excited about virtual reality and especially when it was like coming out for the second time, like with the Oculus DK1 and 2, I felt like, wow, probably that's something I could do. Like share my passion on YouTube and do something about it. So actually, like I was even thinking about doing that in 2015 and 14, before like it really became like mainstream and before the first headsets came out for the masses, but at that time I was still doing something else. But in 2016, when Google said, "Hey, we're going to go out with this. We're going to come out with Daydream, and we're going to make it all mainstream," then I thought, you know what? I'm so smart. I'm going to stop my engineering career, and I'm going to go all into YouTube and sharing my passion for VR and starting that channel that's all about Google Daydream. And it was called Daydream District. And yeah, I was totally ruling that whole game. I was like the only channel who was just talking about it.
Getting early.
Yeah. I was the king. Yeah, that was really cool. But then, unfortunately, it became
Daydream kind of.
Daydream stopped. There was no new things coming out. There was just nothing new coming out about Daydream, right? And then Google simply stopped it all. And I was thinking like, oh my God, that sucks. I put all my basket.
And then the Go came out.
Yeah, right. I put all my eggs into this one Google basket and it sucks. And then I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to start with MRTV and I'm going to cover virtual reality in general. Yeah, and then that's what I did. And since then, I'm simply covering all of virtual reality, also high end, right? Not only Oculus. And the first years were kind of tough. I was simply living off my savings, but I didn't make money because it's too niche. The topic was still too niche in 2016, 17, 18. Because it didn't happen like I would have hoped that simply everyone gets a VR headset, right? It was too complicated with people having to have like a PC and it's too complicated. But anyways, I stuck to it and I was simply doing it all the time and living from my own savings, living from Patreon, right? It's so cool that you can actually have a Patreon. It's a fantastic thing. And yeah, and it was a tough time. But now I'm happy to tell everyone that I broke even and I can live from what I'm doing right now. For me, it feels like amazing. It feels amazing to do what I love, to share my passion about virtual reality, to show people the latest stuff. And I'm also proud that I've made it that I will get the latest headsets normally very early. And that I can show them off on the channel here, that I can test them out. And I'm also super proud that I still manage to stay independent, that I'm not paid or I'm not taking any kind of compensation from any of these VR headset companies. I'm super proud of that and still being able to make a living. So, wow, I'm super happy about what I'm doing. And it's tough right now. I mean, it was tough the first years. Now I'm really good. But it was not easy to get to this point. But I think if people are really excited about virtual reality, I think now we are at this stage that people can make a living, and it's going to be much easier than it was for me, right? Like people who are like jumping into it now with the Quest 2 and who are like super successful on YouTube. I'm happy for them. It's so much easier than what I've been doing, right?
Yeah, I think although on the other side of that coin, I think because I have this group every day, people come check out my YouTube channel. So many people coming in trying to promote their YouTube, which is great. But the smaller YouTubers, and I'm saying, wow, there's a lot of small, 100 sub, 20 sub, YouTubers kind of all battling it out, trying to make a name for themselves. So you've definitely got an advantage that you were able to get ahead of the curve, and jump in a little bit sooner. Because going from 0 to 1,000 subs is hard, and then going from 1,000 to 10,000 isn't as hard, and then going from like 10,000 to 20,000 is way easier. Exactly. Again, that first 100 or 1,000 subs. So you were smart to be forward-thinking like that.
Yeah, well, but I must tell you, if I would just look at the subs, then I would do a bad job, right? Because if it was just about me getting to 100,000, getting to 150,000, then I would simply hype the Quest 2, honestly speaking, right? Because that's where it is. But I'm totally not. And that's actually like hurting my sub numbers. But I give a freaking fuck. Sorry, it's my own channel. I can do that. I give a freaking fuck about it because it's simply not. I simply can't do it. There's so many channels who are just like blindly hyping the Quest, and it's smart for the channels. I don't do that because I can't do it. Right, but I don't care.
The Steam standalone or whatever.
Oh
comes
yeah,
out
probably
next,
just going to be on this channel.
There you go. And those Quest only channels are going to have a hard time transitioning
exactly
over to
exactly.
Like with me, if the Steam comes out with a standalone that's just super kick ass, I can change the name of my Facebook group. It's the Steam Facebook.
No, man, you are going to make the most awesome Facebook group about that thing, and it's going to work, right? So I totally agree.
No, I won't do that.
You know what, Ty? I totally agree with you. Like once this other headset's going to come out, that standalone headset, that Steam VR headset, standalone headset. Like I will cover it like very, very strongly, obviously, and also with the PSVR 2 and all these Quest 2 hype guys, they're going to have a problem because all of their audience, they're Quest fans. So yeah, so I don't feel bad about not joining that Quest 2 hype. I feel actually great about myself being able to look into the mirror because I will simply tell people what I honestly think without selling myself out. So that must be a good thing too.
I kind of felt the same way when the Quest 2 first came out. People were like, "Oh, you should do a video on how to, do Beat Saber mods." And I'm like, "I did. I've got like 5 videos covering all
that's
of
good.
it."
That's good.
They're like, "But it's not for the Quest 2." I'm like, "It's the exact same process." And I didn't want to. And I've had a lot of people say, you should just redo the video for the Quest 2 because if I put the Quest 2 in the title, I'm going to get views and I'm going to. But I'm like, but it's the same exact process, and I felt kind of like I would be cheating my viewers if I were to make a video that I've already made, but now I'm just using a different headset, but the process is exactly the same. The OS is exactly the same, but I'm holding a white thing instead of the black headset and saying Quest 2 in the title.
Yeah, but this would have probably gotten lots of views. But it's just like that, right? It's just like the hot device right now that many people have. So it makes sense. So for all of the people who do these things, I understand it. And honestly, it makes sense. It makes total sense. So I don't judge them or something. It's just something that I don't do. So, but for all the others who do that, like, don't worry, I'm not thinking badly
I'm going to do some
you.
more Quest 2 videos. This has been fun too. It's been a while since I've done anything on YouTube, so this has been a lot of fun. Now I'm missing making videos.
Oh man, you should. Yeah. It's just so much fun to read the comments and just to put something out. It's just a great feeling. And I'm telling you, I love so much what I'm doing, and I'm glad that I can make a living out of it. It's amazing, just like you. So man, Ty, it's so good that we can do that. So next, it's VR Flight Sim guy. Steve, where are you? Right now with going pro on this, and I think you have a great following, man. I think you have a great following. You have a great passion about flight sims, and in my opinion, I believe you could go pro with that. What are your feelings on it?
That's really kind of you to say that. Thank you, but
no, really, your stuff is awesome.
For me, I really don't. I'm really. It's going to be a strange thing to say, but I don't really care how many subscribers I have. I'm just doing this as a bit of a hobby, really. I don't think I'll ever.
But it's getting a bit more serious here, right?
Yeah. No, honestly, the reason why I'm posting so many videos right now on my channel and it's so alive is because I'm getting these opportunities to show really cool things, and that is it, really. And for me personally, my career is in what I do outside of YouTube, and that will always be the case. So,
male stripper.
Yeah, damn it! You've got the words out now. Why did you say it? No. So I'm absolutely. I think the best thing for me is that I get to meet people from all over the world. Like, there's many people on my channel. In fact, some of them are watching tonight, like Sven and Uwe. Good to see you guys. They're just amazing people from all over the world, and as a bit of a geeky flight simmer, you don't get a chance to meet people with that same passion as you in your sort of daily life. So that, to me, is worth everything.
Right.
I just love that. And I really enjoy it, but I don't think I'd ever do it as a sort of... I mean, I think it's amazing you guys, you've got that sort of entrepreneurial kind of vision that I don't have that. I don't have that kind of vision or that kind of way of thinking business I just don't have it. I pretend to fly planes. I put a screen on my face, and then I post it on YouTube and have a great time, and people comment, and that's as far as it goes for me, really.
But Steve,
So,
people,
just keep doing it. If
yeah,
you keep
just
doing
exactly. Ty, exactly.
It'll happen.
Exactly.
My YouTube wasn't designed at first to make any money or do. I was just making videos. Just random tech reviews is how it started.
Right.
And then the next thing you know, you're like, oh, I'm starting to see a little ad rev come in. And then
exactly.
people are willing to send you free stuff. And now that gives you content because you're like, oh, I got a thing I can review that I didn't have to pay for.
That's actually, getting a thing and then reviewing it is great fun.
It is.
Right.
Even if you're like, you're like, this thing sucks. Don't buy it.
Unfortunately, that's happened a lot recently. There's been a few people that message me and
you must keep strong on that
I'll
one.
say, I'm sorry, I don't believe in this product. I'd rather not show it on the channel because I'm not the kind of person as well to completely ruin someone's business. But at the same time, things I do show on the channel, and I'll be totally honest with that. And I think because I want to be honest, it's harder.
Yeah, you got to maintain that integrity. I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, we want to send you this," and I look at it, and I'm like, "No, I know, thanks. I'm not just going to hype this because it's not something I'm going to use." I had one battery pack that I said, "Send it over. I'll do a review." The thing was terrible, and I felt really bad. But I was like, this is a repurposed headlamp. This battery pack is what it was.
Oh,
and they were selling it as a strap-on, because it had the original strap things for a battery headlamp.
Ty, I had the same thing. It was terrible.
Yeah, and I don't remember the name. We don't even.
It was bad.
It was awful, and I started making this. I used it for a little bit, and then I had already planned the time for the video. And I was like, I put so much time into this. I'm going to make a video, and I'm just going to warn people because it was a hot top product at the time too. And I was like, people can't buy this. I've seen it getting hyped all over my group. I was like, people need to know that this is just a bad product. So that was the one product that I gave a pretty scathing review. But good to be honest.
But it's been the journey I've had has been absolutely amazing so far. And for me, I think for VR and for my particular niche, which is obviously flying, has come together so perfectly that the experiences that I have in VR flying, that's the reason I just had to tell someone about it. That was the reason why I started a YouTube channel.
Cool.
I just had to shout about it.
Yeah, I know.
So
same for me.
Crazy.
It's amazing.
I was posting screenshots on like groups. That wasn't enough. And I thought I got the Revo G1, and I was so impressed with it. I thought I've got to make a video or something. I've got to tell the world about this, and that's how it started really. And again, I think it goes back to that passion and just enjoying what you're doing first. And I guess that's why it's done so well over the past couple of years I've been doing it, and I'll just keep doing it until I guess I'll
keep doing it.
Steve, I'm telling you, people love that authenticity.
Yes,
it's a hard word to say for Germans.
It is. I can't even say it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm telling you, you will grow like a lot. Because there's lots of people who are into flight sims, and these are like hardcore people who pay lots of money for the gear. So I'm pretty sure next year when we talk here and when we're here on the Next Dimension podcast, I believe like you're going to earn more money from your YouTube channel rather than your normal job, like mail stripper.
Yeah. And the more niche you are, the better your ad rev.
Well, I'm about to say I'm a niche within a niche here. So.
You are.
So I don't know about that, but for me, it's a great. I mean, the fact I'm on this show is amazing. So I just, it's crazy. I never thought I'd be on an MRTV podcast. So it's those little things to me that make it worthwhile, really, more than anything else.
Yeah,
but I love it. Yeah, it's great. But
that's cool.
I guess I'm coming from a different angle. I'm not thinking about like I know some YouTubers out there do think, not you guys actually. I'm thinking about other ones that kind of tailor their like the Quest 2 guys.
Yeah,
and then they tailor their self. They back themselves into a corner, and they maybe do well in the short term, but they're going to suffer later on. Whether I just show all sorts of random stuff. I even show a few bike videos on my channel every now and then. So it's not all about VR. It's just about enjoying all sorts of things, and I think that's kind of how it always will be on the channel, really. And
cool.
Yeah, obviously VR mainly, but it's all cool.
That's cool. And you know what I really love about this whole putting yourself out there, the people that you meet through YouTube, it's unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Like I'm so happy now to meet Ty it's so amazing. I mean, I'm in Germany. Ty is in Denver, Colorado. But now we met up. We share the same passion, and it's cool. I'm sure we're going to make another video in the future.
Yeah, we should. And
right?
I just subbed your channel, VR.
Thank you very much.
So I was like, I need to go sub him.
Thank you. I'll do the same. So I didn't know of you beforehand, actually.
Yeah.
Seb, if we can get Ty on the channel a bit more on this,
I would love to.
That'd be great. Yeah.
I would love to. Ty, whenever you feel like it, I'm going to send you the topics, and if you want to, if you have time, you can be on this show. And
awesome.
People would love it.
It's been fun.
Great. Thanks. Yeah, so cool. So I can say that yes, people can make a living in VR right now already. It was tough the first couple of years. Now it's getting easier. The Quest 2, as much as I scold it also like helps people to make a living. Like lots of developers now make good money, I think, because they are on the Quest 2, money that they couldn't make on the PC VR systems. So that is amazing. So I don't only want to say like, oh, Facebook is doing these bad privacy things. No, there's also the other side of the coin where it really
they paid a lot of people a lot of money.
Exactly, where that really like pushes our favorite technology, and I really want to stress this as well. So I understand that, and I appreciate that as well. And yeah, I can just say for everyone who is excited about the technology, just like Steve and Ty and me, you can make your dream come true to make this your gig. Your gig to make money. And I really think actually it is like a niche where if you go in now, there's not so many people who try to make this happen. Right?
Yeah, it's not like just being a straight up tech reviewer.
Yeah.
It's a tough niche, yeah.
Yeah, it is a tough niche, yeah. But there are still niches, like Ty's niche to make some cool parts. Or probably if you're like a budding like developer, I believe if you are a developer, you have more chances to make money doing a cool VR game than doing a cool 2D game. Why would you agree with that?
Yeah. I'm just checking out some of the comments here too. Yeah, I think there's a huge amount of potential for budding, game developers, people, YouTubers, and you're going to see other, I think, industries even that don't exist yet. We'll start seeing coming online. More testers and hardware development. We don't see. There's the whole VR industry is going to create jobs that we don't see a whole lot of now too as well.
Exactly, and I think
somebody's got to come up with that eye tracking. Who's inventing that? Where are the scientists, the guys that are out there actually inventing eye tracking or getting foveated rendering just perfect? So those are all fields that are emerging, and we're going to see more and more job opportunities for people across the spectrum of VR.
Exactly, totally agreed. And I think actually now is a pretty amazing time to start because, well, it's not as tough as it was for me for the last couple of years doing it, because now people actually can buy the Quest for $299, right? And it's just going to go better, right? Once this thing costs $199, so many people will simply impulse buy it. It's going to go crazy, and this is going to happen next year. The Quest 3 or the Quest 2 Pro is going to come out. The Quest 2 is going to be sold for $249 first and then $199. I'm pretty sure about it. And things are going to go crazy. So if you have a passion about this, if you want to go put yourself out there on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, simply do it. Simply do it. Or if you have a great idea about a game, go learn how to do it or whatever. I really think that now is a fantastic time to jump in. It's not too early. It's definitely not too late. Now is an amazing time. Would you agree, Steve and Ty?
Yeah. I actually, now is an amazing time for VR. It's exploding like crazy. And I think the only thing is, as a YouTuber, I think recording VR is quite hard. And I think you just need to spend a bit of time trying to, work a sort of system or something that works for you, because recording and showing content that's pretty decent quality in VR is very difficult. But once you've got your sort of, once you've learnt the ropes, it's pretty easy, really. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And there's solutions coming out that make the recording a little bit easier too. now.
Right.
Versus like back in the day trying to hook up ADB and
exactly. Well,
get screen copy to work, and you're like, okay, I got to get screen copy set up, and
exactly.
So I did a video
of
the Tomcat. My first video, I spent about an hour and 20 minutes. I was so pleased with the recording, or supposedly. I thought, yes, I've said everything I wanted to say. I checked it, and the microphone source was on the wrong one, and that you couldn't hear anything I was saying. So it's just like things like that sometimes infuriate you, but it's all part of the fun.
There's nothing worse than when you're like on a live stream and your camera cuts off.
Yeah, it's okay.
That was good.
People who listen to it won't know it.
What I was talking about there, so that's good.
Then you live, you learn. But I've done. Oh man, there's been a few videos where I've done a lengthy video and I realized my mic battery died.
Oh no! Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I had that too. It's so terrible.
It's just quiet all of a sudden. You're like, I've got to redo all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. We've been talking now for more than 2 hours. I know we could probably keep on talking. We could talk 3 hours and 4 hours, but they would just be too long. So I want to thank Ty so much for being on the for coming on the show. It was amazing. I really hope that you will come back on the show in the future again. You are an amazing guest, and it's just fun to talk with you.
Just let me know.
Perfect. I will let you know we are connected. And for all the people out there who have a Quest 2, which is an amazing headset, please check out Ty's amazing accessories. Like
Tyco Tech 3D-printing.com.
Tyco Tech 3D-printing.com, and for the Etsy store, I put it down into the description.
Right, to the Etsy store.
Into the show notes. Check it out. I'm so looking forward to check it out myself. Ty sent some over to me. It's going to happen here on the channel. I'm going to review Ty's stuff.
I sent you the Hotez. I sent you a fishing reel. And I sent you the stock.
Wow.
This is my favorite.
My God.
You got one of these coming. I sent you. I even get you the sling as well.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, it's so sweet to be a VR YouTuber because you get all that stuff. It's just coming your way, and
I agree. God.
It's good.
Like all this stuff on here, I didn't. It's all free.
Right. Exactly. So we got one last question from Paul. What product did you sell the most of? What is your best-selling product, Ty? We want to know.
Oh gosh, it varies kind of depending on games. So if a new game comes out and it's requires a stock, then I see a jump in stock sales.
Okay.
Or like I make a ping pong table tennis paddle adapter. I don't have one right here. I've got a preset in 11 table tennis. So it's cool. One thing that has just been really cool for me is when I was a kid, I was always like, I want to be in a video game. That would be so cool.
And now you are.
And now I've got my names in 3 or 4 games now. So it's
that is amazing. Cool. That is amazing.
So the paddle's one of my all-time best sellers. And then lately I've been doing a lot of the golf clubs.
Cool. Yeah, cool. I'm so looking forward.
Steve? Oh, no, I was just wondering who asked that. It's gone.
Right. Yeah, cool. And thank you so much for Sec Shark, Mister, for a super chat, €5. Thank you for the show. You're so welcome. Hope that everyone enjoyed the show. Again, thanks, Ty, for your time. Everyone has to check out his channel and his Etsy store and his website. And, of course, Steve, great to see you again. It was a pleasure.
Steve.
And you too.
Yeah, it was a really cool show. Hope everyone enjoyed it. And, for all the people out there, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to give this a thumb up for the algorithm. Make some noise for the algorithm. Leave a comment. Please let us know. Please do write that comment. Tell us what you think about Ty's 3D prints and in general.
Seb, can you put a link to my YouTube down below?
I will absolutely do that. Exactly. I will put a link to Ty's YouTube channel. Absolutely subscribe to it. You have to. Good stuff. And if you enjoy this podcast in general, we need more than 20 reviews on iTunes. Come on, right now.
Review it, people.
You do it now. Get out your iPad, get out your iPhone. You have one for sure. Open the podcast app, find the Next Dimension podcast, and come on, let's make it 40 reviews. Come on, it's Saturday. We're sitting here. We're making this.
I'll go review it.
Yeah, okay, that would be amazing. Thanks. Okay, 21 reviews we have already. Yep, so that's everything that we have for today's show. Love today's show. If you love to give it a thumbs up, do write a comment. And looking forward to see you next week. Until then, bye-bye.
Peace.
Peace. Yeah, Ty, we're still live. We're still online. We do this kind of like 2 or 3 minutes after talk to cool down. Yeah, so what's your feeling about today's show? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, this was fun. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, anytime you want
It's
to
like you've been here forever, Ty.
It's
like you've done this before. I don't know.
It feels so natural, man. You're a natural man.
I've done a few of these, but it's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, YouTube is fun, right? It's so good to have that feedback, to see what people are saying, to read the comments later. Man, Ty, you need to come back to YouTube.
Yeah, I do. I miss it. It's just so much work. And then when I was getting into the 3D printing,
right.
Literally there was times when I was working 12, 16 hours every day, just printing and shipping.
Right.
Now I've kind of streamlined it. I've got some processes in place, so it's a lot easier. And I now have help when I need it. People come over, they help me with the shipping.
Perfect.
But yeah, but I'm gonna start doing some more YouTube.
But man, I was thinking, and I asked you on Facebook before, like, how is it going to happen? Like, more people will want your stuff, right? Through shows like these, and I'm going to review it, and more people are going to see it. Like, how fast can you scale? Is it like you just have to buy more printers to make it happen, or how is it going?
Most of the time, it's either me shipping. So if I get a huge influx of orders, shipping is like the most personally time-consuming thing I do.
Because
I've got to and something like this thing takes a few minutes to put together. So I've got, I've got screws in here. There's a bearing system inside of here. I actually print my own nylon washers on an industrial printer I have so that this spins well. So this takes about, I can get this together now in about 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay.
So I got to put it in a box. I got to label it and tape it up.
Exactly. It takes so much time.
Minutes of time for me to do this. But now I've got people that can help me. So some hired help. And then I just buy more printers.
Okay, perfect.
Do you have like printers working in tandem? So you've got like I just can imagine you've got like this wall of 3D printers.
I'm blessed that I've got a fairly big house.
Okay, cool.
I've got a large utility room, which is it's like an L-shaped kind of room. And so I've just got racks, like those metal bakery type racks that you set up, 48 inches long and they're like 7 feet tall. The ceiling's like a 10-foot ceiling down in there. And so I've got 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 9 printers per rack. And so then I've just got racks around.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So and I've got room down there. I think I can put like maybe I could fit 5 or 10 more if I cram them in there.
Okay.
So I could get to like 30 printers in that room. And then if I get bigger than that, I'm just going to have to get a commercial space. I like being able to work out of the house. I have a 6-year-old daughter.
Okay. You're going to need an assistant. Ready to kind of like
you have already right? You said
if I get a commercial space, I'll absolutely have to hire someone to help me because then they can come in and check prints. Printing it can fail. You're in the middle of the night or just you never know. A print can slide off the plate while it's printing, and then it's just spaghetti. So it's nice being able to do it at home because I can read stories to my kid at night, put her to bed. Man. And I can run down
so much time with the kid
and check it and go, oh crap, this print's failed. Let me stop it and start it over again. Whereas if I had a commercial location, I left at 6 o'clock at night.
Right.
Shit goes bad while I'm gone. I'm not going to know about it until the next morning. But maybe hire someone to come in and work a graveyard shift, and I just pay them minimum wage to watch their tablet or PC.
Right.
Yeah,
just in case they see a print fail, they go take it off, start it over again.
Right.
So that would only happen if I was big, though. I'd have to be having enough prints fail at night that it was worth me paying someone to prevent that from happening.
Right.
Versus losing the money on the failed print. If that makes sense.
But you know what? I'm just thinking like the accessories are so cool. Probably like there's going to be one where you simply cannot meet the demand. How tough would it be to go for this? The mold thing.
Molding is expensive. So
okay.
Yeah, like this head strap right here. This is like one thing that I had molded. They already designed it, but we needed to do it again because we needed to injection mold it.
This looks so cool, by the way.
Black,
doesn't it? Yeah.
So I had to invest tens of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Because I had to have thousands of them, 1,000 of them printed. and that's not cheap, including shipping. So this is,
Right,
it's
exactly.
coming over. It came over on a boat, which cleared customs, I think, Friday, and now it's going to a land base because it's 1,000 of these is not a small volume.
Exactly.
And ocean freight, which while it's cheaper than air freight, it still isn't that cheap when you're having a quarter of a container worth of stuff brought over. But the molds, aren't cheap. Like if I wanted to have something like this molded, this would require 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 molds.
Wow.
We're looking at probably $120,000.
What? Okay.
Yeah, 20
better
grand
get
mold.
more 3D printers.
Yeah, and then the thing is like, let's say that this game goes out of vogue. It's no longer found.
Exactly.
Nobody wants it anymore.
Then you've paid 120,000.
I chuck it, and I could just redesign a new thing for the new game. Like whatever's hot right now, I can quickly prototype something for it, boom, make it, and then that's the beautiful thing about 3D printing is that you don't have to do anything in bulk. Yeah, and it's scalable. If you want it to be, I can have 100. I know print farms that have 300 printers.
Right.
So they can really output volume, and then at the drop of a hat, you can say, I'm gonna make something completely different.
I love that. I love that entrepreneurial spirit of yours. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So let's end the show. Thanks a lot for everyone who was watching it. Exactly. And all the people watching still, if you have not yet liked this, thumbs up it, do it now. And we're looking forward to see you in the next show. Until then, bye-bye.
Later.
Take care.